Hello, my sweet dear magical friends. Welcome to your full moon in Aries video. This is going to be for the Aries full moon happening on Thursday, October the 17th, 2024. We're going to take it through your overview interpretation, and then we're going to break it down for every single zodiac sign. And we are going to have your weekly for next week coming out on Monday, October the 14th. Patrons are going to get a special full moon in Aries video. It's not only for leadership consciousness, it is also going to, I'm experimenting with this and I'm really excited. It's going to be a multi-sensory, very unique experience. So if you are finding, if you're here on YouTube and you're finding that the awareness, which are all of my YouTube videos, it's bringing awareness, it's these interpretations. If you find yourself maybe even constantly consuming astrology content, so taking in a lot of awareness and finding that you're just still anxious or just getting more and more anxious, or you're feeling like just disempowered, that like you're worried and you just feel like there's something you don't know, you feel like you're missing an awareness, and so you're searching for that in some video, and that things are not getting, better, then it might not be that you just don't have the information that you need, the awareness. It might be that you're just ready for the next step in your evolution, which is energy mastery. So then you can join us on Patreon if that just resonates with you, like in your body. For others of you, if you're just curious, then you can actually try the Patreon as a trial member for 7 days. And in those 7 days, you can literally scroll through, all of the posts and binge the content and just see what's right for you, and just try it out and see if there's a difference, and see if you're ready to put awareness on its feet and, have fun with that. Because I'm really loving our community on Patreon, but I'm also loving that. I'm just loving the structure that it is right now. So I put everything in the $11.11 a month tier. And that highest tier is the one-to-one mentorship. But you get all of the techniques, you get everything in that first tier. So that's enough for like everybody. Only if you want to really workshop certain things, or maybe expedite certain, abilities, or, certain things. And then Patreon doesn't let you delete tiers. So the middle tiers are just like everything from the 1111 tier plus a donation to the 𝚃𝚎agan, to my work, to this work, to everything that we're doing here. Everyone watching this on YouTube, give a round of applause and a great thanks to all of the patrons for supporting the channel and supporting this work and the education. So I post every single day on Patreon. I also, Monday through Friday, and then I also post twice a day over on the TikTok. I love my TikTok. Like we have so much fun on TikTok. And on TikTok, that's a lot of reality creation, reality information, energy mastery, energy manipulation, fun, jokes. It's a ball. So if you have yet to do so, follow me over on the TikTok, because that is, again, another free portal of information and awareness. And there's some exercises too. I have some telekinesis tutorials and things like that. So, okay. So this Aries full moon features a grand cross, and there's a lot going on, and we're going to break it down step by step. Now, I'm calling this acting with Godfidence. And even the average human that is not activated to energy mastery, they're more susceptible, and like susceptible to a lot of interference. And with this energy, and like I said, I'm starting to see astrology very differently. So what I'm picking up and what I'm seeing is that the energy over the next 8.5 months, that we're building the new, taking care of the past, closing out the past, closure with the past, tying up loose ends of the past, burying the past, building the future. And then April May is when the future is there, and then June onward, we're like stabilizing it. Throughout these 8.5 months, people, especially once we hit January, people are going to remember the spiritual splitting, and people, the ones that are not activated or very resistant to the future, are going to feel more like the world is ending, and they're going to feel very lost. And it's just gonna, they're just on, we all are on a path. But it's like the same path. Like everyone starts at zero. Everyone starts with that amnesia, that blindness to who and what we are. And then we're incarnated and we have different, features and circumstances, parents, ancestries, and we all figure out in some incarnations, not all incarnations, you're supposed to be energy masters. Some we choose just for breaks, some we choose to work out certain karma, la-di-di, la-di-da. But we are eventually, through the incarnational matrix, on that same path to energy mastery. So waking up to how powerful you really are is your destiny. So when you activate yourself and engage in energy mastery, you are going to sail through the next 8.5 months with a certain ease and a certain flow. This is going to be a wonderful full moon for healers and for anyone listening to their intuition and already on that path to energy mastery, anyone that's already a channeler and already in communication with their higher self, spirit guides, ancestors, archangels, angels, God consciousness, Christ consciousness. So that's why I'm calling this acting with Godfidence. It's a full moon in the sign of Aries at 24 degrees. It is tightly with Chiron at 21 degrees. So think back to April the 8th, 2024. We had the new moon solar eclipse in Aries that was conjunct Chiron down to the minute. Like it was, I remember that one. That was like that one was really like, it was traumatizing. Like it rattled me like that. I felt that pain. That was at 18 degrees and it perfectly squared my sun at 18 degrees of Capricorn. But I lived through it. I'm here. So, this full moon is with Chiron and the sun. That means the sun is at 24 degrees of Libra. And so there's your first opposition. And then they are squaring another opposition that's taking place between Mars at 22 degrees of Cancer and Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn, direct at this time. So this creates a nice little box, a geometric configuration. So with this configuration with the Grand Cross, it's a breakthrough. It's a breakthrough. And for some, it's a breakdown to a breakthrough. So if it's more of a breakdown, if you're feeling like, oh my God, it's motivation. That's how I take all of the energy. I actually personally do better with square and oppositional energies. And this is something that I've watched on my own chart because I take all of it as like big energy to alchemize, and it's motivating and it like gets me going. And I could actually have a more difficult time with trines and sextiles because it's like, I need something to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you've got to set your perspective and you have to have your Godfidence. And this is really the people that are going to do best at this Aries full moon are the people that are more in touch with their Christ consciousness, their Godfidence, their God consciousness, their intuition. Like I said, if you're already listening to your intuition and your practice and your verse, and you can delineate between a psychic information, a remote viewing information, a personal feeling, a mental thought, somebody else's mental thought, like the more you are personally attuned, you're gonna be great, because this is going to be a very healing full moon for healers and for like validating and encouraging and placing up the healers. And with the best part about this full moon is a sextile to a Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, which is telling me that this has just got like spiritual energy all over the place. Now, if you take a very, I'm trying to think of a word that's not, I don't want anyone to think that I'm ever judging anyone that's not activated, because there's still like, you know, in spiritual communities, there's still people with egos, there's still people on the path, there's still people working through, for instance, like when men are attracted to me and, oh, I'm seeing the best of them, and if I'm not attracted to them, that changes, because then it turns, now they're jealous of me, now they're competitive with me. And so it's like in a spiritual community, in any kind of like wellness or maybe even artistic communities, there's still like those lower vibrations. So I really want to stress that all of the energy masters that I know, we're all non-judgmental. We don't look down on anyone that hasn't, you know what I'm saying? So you really, don't take this video as like, oh my God, you know, it like, really, please be responsible taking in all of my content. But to the people that are not activated, it's going to force spirituality. That's why it's going to be like a breakdown. So whether people are dealing with family issues, financial crises, whether people are dealing with career meltdowns or relational instability or hurricanes and natural disasters, or, you know, if someone's immediately now a refugee, if people are, you know, being like all kinds of like crises scenarios, that is the catalyst to change. That's the catalyst to spiritualize. That's a catalyst to bring their attention to their spirituality and to act from that place of the intuitive knowingness. So if anything like that happens, it's just to make you more spiritually stronger. It's supposed to further give you the opportunity to further inform yourself about your real actual power. And for those that are already, like I said, activated, aware, on the path, channeling, increasing their soul mass, increasing their wisdom, increasing their perspective, you have to want it. If you feel a negative feeling, you know, jealousy, bitterness, you have to want to change that. You have to want to alchemize it. It will not happen the more you try and change your circumstances and talk to different people and manipulate circumstances to feel better, doing that way to overcome jealousy so that you feel better than, you know, no, that's not it. And so with this this grand cross energy, it's like, it could, especially with this Mars in Cancer, you know, it could just bring themes, maybe even since April 8th, whatever that pain point was, to the surface. And especially since 2019, Chiron entered Aries, that was when I started putting up tarot videos. And in those early tarot videos, I didn't even show my face. I've been having this like 5 or 6 year long, 19, 20, 21, 22, yeah, 6 year long identity crisis. Because from my perspective, I was like, if I start showing my face in these tarot videos, I will never be an actress like ever again. No one will ever hire me as a film and television actress. Like, yeah, cuckoo tarot girl, you know? So I felt I've had this a very self-judgy relationship with my own identity, you know, coming out. And I've talked about this before. My golden oldies, no. I'm sorry, I'm not used to having like new people on the YouTube channel because of this, because I got to 10,000 subscribers. It's been 10,000 of us for like 5 years. I got that 10,000 subscribers like in a couple months, and then I just like stopped, you know, slowed it all down, because I wasn't, my consciousness was not ready to catch up to my identity, and to be this like energy person, and to talk about stuff, and to, you know, be a healer, and you know what I'm saying, like that. I was very much holding on to, like, okay, I have to lose being an actor, I have to lose, you know, this certain identity to do this. And but this is what people want from me. Like, I just started doing tarot readings, and people were emailing me their pictures and telling me their stories, and I was immediately channeling, I was immediately remote viewing as I was consuming the context of their situation, immediately getting answers as I was looking at the pictures they were sending me. Here we are. And so, you know, it's been an odyssey. And so it's very much like, the more you embrace, more fully that you can embrace yourself as a healer. And you don't have to be someone on YouTube or TikTok doing tarot readings or doing crystal stuff or posting about consciousness. You don't, even if you are just sending positive thoughts, if you are just, you know, actively praying and praying the right way, and if you are, you know, just being a good person and a positive person, every single one of us is a healer in some capacity. So just connect with that consciousness, connect with your Godfidence, with your Christ consciousness, and work on expanding that, because there's going to be a lot of validation and a lot of really, truly beautiful things coming down the pipeline when you do that. So this full moon is the first, is not the first step. It's a big leap. The big leap because this is the corresponding full moon to that Aries solar eclipse on April the 8th. And like at that time, I was still doing the marketing mishigas, but I just threw up a TikTok and that got like a bunch of views. And I never expect any of those videos to do like especially well, but it was like, it was painful, but healing as well. So it was a sign to me when I put that video up and it got a bunch of views, and I was like, this is who I am. Like, I have to be this person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, so, and then Chiron is the wounded healer. So Chiron represents that very wounded part of ourselves, typically from childhood, that when it gets activated, we're supposed to become more whole. We're supposed to become more of our authentic selves, more of like who we're really meant to be, who we're here to be right here, right now in this lifetime. And with this particular full moon, it's like healing an identity wound, or a bravery wound, or a confidence wound, or an action taking wound, through taking that action. So we are going to have to act. Listen, just because there's like a gnarly transit or an eclipse or a retrograde, you can't just stop living your life. That's not, you know, I mean, I am considering taking vacation the beginning of December. I'm thinking about it. I'm just thinking about it, but depending on what's going on. But it's just, you have to live your life. So don't be afraid if they're consuming astrology content and it's just making you more fearful. Give yourself a break, go outside, take a walk, breathe in some air in through your nose, out through your mouth, and, you know, ground yourself, recenter yourself. So this full moon is with Chiron. So there is going to be an awareness in that Aries area of life of what we've been missing, that when we take healed, inspired action, we experience healing and we become more of our truly authentic, whole self. Don't think that you can never be fully healed. Don't think that you're ever so far gone that there's no way back. There is always a way back. That's part of like the amnesia. Like, it's this incarnational matrix, it's supposed to be like a game with obstacles and or like a hero going through the odyssey of the movie. It's supposed to have all of that to make you stronger. I talked about this on TikTok, how the butterfly If you break that butterfly out of its cocoon before, instead of letting it break itself out, it will not fly. It will not be able to fly. It's the struggle of it breaking out of the cocoon that creates the strength that that butterfly needs to fly. So, like, again, if this is like a breakdown, it's a breakdown to break through. It's giving you the struggle, which is a blessing, because when you're done with the struggle, you realize how far you've come and how strong and brave you really are. Just like the Tower moment in the tarot. It's making you aware of exactly what it is that you needed to see, that you needed to go through, that was hindering your process, that was hindering your progress. So this full moon, it's in Aries, it's with Chiron. You're trying to be more of who you really are and go your own way. Maybe that's being the first to do something, a pioneer of something, or, you know, this could be also highlighting a lot of wounding in the world, veterans, warriors, and there's masculine and feminine things happening here. Now, the full moon is always reflecting the light of the sun, which is in Libra. This is an awareness on relationships, allies, and comrades. So coming off of the Libra solar eclipse on the 2nd of October, what did we release, gain, and what remains? Because that one was with Lilith and Mercury. I forgot to say this. I know I didn't do a Libra solar eclipse video. All I did was talk about it in the, I think, weekly overview here on YouTube, and then I did enemy horoscopes on Patreon. So I guess that was what we needed. But one thing about that Libra eclipse is that about that Mercury in Libra. So it was mental thinking, communications, verbal communications, your mentality, your perspective. That Mercury in Libra was to help Mars achieve goals, set boundaries. Also, because it's Mercury, any kind of internet stuff, messaging, transactions, conversations, offers, and the relationships themselves playing, and still from October 2nd to the 17th, and then playing out fully to November the 1st, a significant role in what we need to release or opportunities that we need to avail of. And when I say avail, I mean say yes. I didn't think maybe I should expand on that little fractal and say that when the opportunity comes in, you say yes. You say, I'm so grateful for this. Yes, my answer is yes. Thank you so much for thinking of me. I'm so grateful. You just gratefully and humbly, but that's an important part, is to say yes when you get it. That's what I mean when I say avail of. And I'm a writer, so I like to, my verbiage, it's just a little special. So, or opportunities that we need to avail of over the next 2 months to launch the Leo part of our lives. Okay, back to the Aries full moon. So that sun in Libra, what did we release, gain, and what remains over the last 2 weeks from the 2nd of October to the 17th of October? So that's, here's the thing. Also with Mars in Cancer is squaring Chiron in Aries, but this is the first of 3 squares. Mars actually squared Chiron on the 13th of October, which will be over the weekend. By the time it gets to the full moon, it's just like waning. It's losing, it's separating, it's coming down from that. But it's the first of 3 squares. So that's telling me that we must act on our intuition and face the obstacles that come with only sharing our guidance with others who possess Godfidence, because no one else, especially unactivated, your average human, they will not understand that. They're saying, are you crazy? Have you lost your damn mind? You're going to the loony bin. Come on, let's go. You're going to the loony bin. They won't get it. So it's this full moon is the beginning of embracing a new kind of empowerment. You can set the example by acting and living on your intuition, by your intuitive, whether it's your higher self, your spirit guides, ancestors, archangels, angels, but it's the Godfidence that you need to move forward in. This is very, guys, we're just at the beginning of this. We're just at the beginning of this, especially with the lunar eclipse in Pisces, September the 17th. People were challenged, like, do I believe in this? Do I not believe? Do I believe? Do I not believe? Do I believe? Do I not believe? That was a big moment for the spiritual splitting. And so, okay, so Mars in Cancer, first of 3 squares, acting on the intuition, but facing the obstacles that, you know, others may not understand, that it's going against whatever, right? That Mars in Cancer, we've got to take care of any hard feelings or battles in the moment by allowing the energy of lust, of passion, of creativity, of protectiveness, defensiveness, jealousy, bitterness to stand up on its own. And there will be different stages of development and maturation for this. So on the low side, you're going to have people super bitter and jealous and like resentful, hard feelings, passive aggressive, suppressing their anger, you know, really, you know, anger, shame, guilt, emotional manipulation, enmeshment, entanglement, glomming on, huge with the guilt and shaming that people are going to be, again, remember, unactivated, your average human, just like walking around out there, okay? And then on the other end of the spectrum, you're going to have that intuitive information coming through that you act on, you move forward on. And then but you have to be able to take the battle in the moment and take care of something, confront it, confront the weird vibe between you and someone else, talk about it. Guys, I'm from the Middle West, so I say what I think, I mean what I say, and I look into somebody's eyes when I'm saying it. I've always been like that. I have my Mars in Aries. So I'm used to that energy. I'm very much, let's have it out. Let's, what? Look at me. Look at me, you know, so I'm very calm now. I'm very calm now. I wasn't always so calm, confronting it in the moment, but try to have it all out, like in the moment, so that you can move on. Because when you don't have it out in the moment, you don't get to move on. You're stuck. Other people move on, the situation moves on, the circumstances move on, but you are stuck. And you're stuck in your crummy feelings, and you're stuck in the past, and you're suffering not because of what's happening or not happening. You're ruining your right now moment through memories or misusing your imagination. You know what I'm saying? So listen, people are this Mars in Cancer is like Karen energy to me. On the lowest end, it's just like throwing an absolute fit, causing a huge scene, being so emotionally dramatic, and it's not funny. On the lowest end, and to you know, but then on the highest end, this is moving with your intuition. This is a consolidation of your will and when the psychic force is restrained, its energy is magnified. So Mars is like a laser. It's masculine, pointy energy. So we're in the retrograde shadow, with the retrograde coming up, you need to preserve this Martian energy, and you need to use Mars to put up boundaries, set your goals, spiritual, emotional goals, healing goals would be great, you know, and just stick to that. And then just, you know, boundary with anything that is like negative or giving you a bad feeling. So if you cannot set goals and use your boundaries fairly and appropriately and non-resentfully, you're out of alignment. So don't fool yourself and think like, oh, I'm setting a boundary and I'm doing good, if you have a really negative intent behind it, if you are pulling back from a relationship to reassert your power, or if you are, you know, going cold on someone to teach them a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't kid yourself here. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you're doing this fairly, where it's appropriate, where it's in integrity, where it's non-resentfully, and you'll be fine. The water sign trines I want to talk about as well. So Mars in Cancer, Saturn, Neptune in Pisces, Venus, Mercury, and then soon the Sun in Scorpio. Everything here, this is just the beginning. What's growing through these water trines are just the beginning, but taking into account debilitation and fall and retrograde motion, things are coming together, but it's just hard. This is like you're going on your intuition and nobody else gets it, or you're creating a piece of artwork and it's very like avant-garde, or it's new and different, and people are nosy about it, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's something growing, but the conditions in which it's growing are challenged. And it's part of, you know, the spiritual splitting, that some people are like resisting the future and trying to keep a dead thing alive. Like, I know that's gruesome, but they're trying to invest in the old structures. They're trying to keep the status quo. They're trying to, you know, and they can't stop it. There's way too much momentum. I had no idea that healers were doing this, but there were like hundreds of thousands of healers doing energy work on Milton, and they were able to take it from, what was it, like a Cat 5 to a 2 or something like that. I check my reposts on my TikTok. I had no idea that people were doing that. I was like, damn, that's some cool shit, you know? So it's like, but see, those energy workers, meditators, and healers, they're already sharp in their tool set. So they're all, and like I said, everyone's a healer. So even if you're just sending love, that is so significant, so significant. So, but just know that these water sign trines, it's growing and it's building, but there is some difficulty and challenges in the conditions that it's growing in. Do not let that deter you, because it just means Mars retrograde in Cancer, that you've got to put, that it means you only focus on it because you're trying to falling in love. If someone's falling in love, there could be challenging conditions in, you know, maybe it's like the circumstances, maybe someone's parent hates the other person, the person they love, and it's, oh my God, like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's just something difficult about that. If this is romantic, if this is love, you know, if this is romance, and you, with that Mars in Cancer, you have to protect it. You have to put up boundaries with the parents and say, this is my life. I get to choose who I love. I get to, you know, I'll ask you what you think when I ask you, if ever I ask you, but you need to respect my boundary and let me live my life. You know what I'm saying? So it's got this like, but then you only focus on your bond, or your children, or your family, or your whatever that emotional priority. It's going to be spiritual, romantic, creative, or healing. So any emotional energy in the negative, feeling despair, feeling pessimistic, feeling lost, feeling depressed, it's a waste of the energy. And listen, I don't like judge yourself for not knowing something or for feeling bad. Like that's just going to make it worse. So I'm just, again, bringing the awareness with the interpretation to the energies of this full moon here. But this water sign trines, it's like going to continue into November. So it's like still growing, but it's hard. So make sure to put the appropriate boundaries up to protect your healing, your spiritual development, your romance, your creativity, your passions, whatever they happen to be. Relationships with the sun in Libra, this full moon is going to bring us the awareness of the allies and the comrades that support us with our Godfidence, either our Godfidence in a creative passion project, a new romance, or an existing romance, or an emotional healing journey, or spiritual pursuit, anything water signy, that's Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And look to those areas of your life, because it's going to be different. You're growing something under difficult conditions, and that sun in Libra is showing you who supports you in that, who you can have on the inside and who you keep on the outside while you're building this up. So relationships and how the power, Pluto and Capricorn, and support operates in them. So it's like people act on their Godfidence, they follow their intuition, they're acting through their Christ consciousness. And doing that, people are going to see like who's like the real power issues, or you know, stuff comes out, to see who supports you and who empowers you on this path, and who may try to leverage your bond and your relationship with them to control you and manipulate you away from what your Godfidence is telling you to do. Truly. Relationships and how power and support operates in them, truly, are revealed to challenge or provide allyship to your goals and boundaries and initiatives and direction, according to your Godfidence, what you need to be healed, what you need to be whole, what you need to be you and authentic in that Aries area of life. The positives. So the moon in Aries sextiles Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. If you have Jupiter direct in your chart, you have to sort through what Jupiter and Gemini has brought to you, the opportunities over the last 8 months, process, and spiritual, wonderful for spiritualization. If you were born with the Jupiter retrograde in your chart, like me, this is a time for the next 4 months until the beginning of February. It's a time of manifestation. And this is nice. If you have Jupiter retrograde in your chart, this is a manifestation coming through over the next couple of weeks. It could even be 3 days before, so as early as the 15th of October, and then carrying out the rest of the month. But this is helping to bring a missed or overlooked opportunity from the past. And this could even speak to, now if you have Jupiter direct in your chart, this could be a missed or overlooked opportunity for spiritual growth, which I know does not sound glamorous or exciting, but I said what I said. And if you have Jupiter retrograde in your chart, this could bring back opportunities where you were missed, you were overlooked, and come back. And that could be very healing for you in the Aries area of your life. This could have to do with karmic relationships as well. This is also really wonderful generally for information sharing and messages. So whatever this is, now this could also be some kind of breakdown in a situation that sees mad grabs for power on the world stage and authorities mobilizing to assuage damage, to do damage control. And so this is going to help the messaging about the pain of the situation happen. This could even speak to something that already happened, that now things are being deployed. Now that Pluto opposing Mars in Cancer Capricorn, it's like we have to deploy this out. We have to send resources to protect our own. And this could be touchy. This could be that people, on a lower vibrational, level could be launching things that are just, they're just feeling, they're a Karen. They're a Karen dictator. They're feeling like their ego is attacked and they're deploying something just for the sake of it. So there's that. But the connection to Jupiter, like I said, the messages, information sharing. Jupiter retrograde in Gemini is also making a trine over to the sun in Libra. So resourcing, these are both people-oriented signs. So this is resourcing relationships and friendships. So again, the people are so important at this time. Like the intimate partnerships, it's more like professional relationships with the sun in Libra, very like diplomatic. But the connection to the Gemini energy is like the people, and it's social media. So it's resourcing relationships and friendships. We're either noticing people and relationships that we overlooked, or they're coming back into our lives. They are karmic comrades, or yeah. Again, this is like, does someone really support your individuation, or is that performative? Does someone really support your spiritual growth, or is it performative? You know, can you really go to your spouse and say, I need to hike the Pacific Northwest Trail and be gone from the family for a couple years? And they're like, what? You need to go find yourself? Really? Or are they on board and say, okay, if this is really what you feel like you need to do, God be with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever your Godfidence is telling you to do in that Aries area of life, because we all will have to mobilize and act, and or this is very like, it's either, there will probably be a lot of action, but there's definitely going to be communication around this action, and a lot of communication between people, possibly even about our actions. Or so I really see, you know, if anything happens on the world stage, it's very significant, very big. I definitely see healers kind of being mobilized as well. And I like it for healers connecting to one another and sharing the messages. Like I said, I had no idea that there were people doing that for Milton. I was like, damn, look at him go, you know? So, but just think about your Aries area of your life and your chart. And with that being said, let's go ahead and take it through the consciousness carousel that is the zodiac. Okie dokie, Aries, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs. This is your full moon. So what was going on in April of 2024 that possibly just cracked you wide open? It was you, relationships. Now for us cardinal signs, this is definitely going to be like some of the biggest changes, because there's everything, you know, career needs you, marriage needs you, the house needs you, the home life needs you, you have personal needs, the partner needs you, all at the same time. So, you know, for you guys, you are the star of the show. You are coming into your own in a huge way that sees you must act, may be called to take action on your inner Godfidence. So you go forth and prosper, Aries. It's going to be clear, very clear, who supports you, who doesn't, who thinks you're absolutely crazy, and who is saying, fucking A, man, you go get it. You know, this could actually be a really amazing time for you, where fated things are kind of shifting around and happening, and the changes could put you in a position of power with that Pluto at the top of your chart. So especially if any of you are healers, or if you are like interfacing with the public in any sort of way, maybe you have like a service or client-based business, this could be amazing for you guys, where it's like now everybody wants a healer, astrologer, psychic, remote viewer, tarot reader. So whatever your, you know, a crystal magician, you know, whatever your thing is, this could be a time that there's a major breakthrough. And like I said, it puts you in a position of power and authority, and you just need to move forward in integrity and Godfidence, and do God's goodwill here on earth, or do, you know, God's good work. That's what I usually say. But you know, doing God's good work here on earth, and you could be entrusted with some kind of responsibility or task, and it could involve really big emotions. Like this could be on the like other end of this, and it might be a little bit of both. You might have wonderful stuff happening in one of these areas of life, and a meltdown in another area of life. So it could really be a mixed bag a little bit, but you are going to be very emotionally stirred. Like something really does grip you emotionally, and it could come through any of these areas of life. But you count on you needing to look at yourself in a different way, and whatever's happening, look for the opportunity to change anything that you're averse to with your perspective, with the sextile from the moon to Jupiter in your third house. So you either need to rethink how you see yourself or think differently about what's happening and change your perspective, and that there's that wonderful support to do that. And with that, trying to, from Jupiter to the sun, to avail of your relationships. So it could very well be that it's through your connections in your relationships that are either the sources of breakdowns or the sources of breakthroughs, and maybe even a mix of both in these different areas of life. So I would be excited. Like I said, I had a mixed Aries, April 8th, new moon solar eclipse. I was having issues, big issues with the marketing mishigas. That was like, oh my God, difficult. I was putting my energy there, but I put up this video on TikTok that like got a bunch of views, and I was like, I'm like, I try to do these other things, and all the roads lead back to, Natalie doing energy work and talking about it. And so I talked in the overview about my, identity crisis. So if you're going through anything similar, you just have to like let it go and just surrender and just trust the process. Trust that you being spiritualized, going through ego deaths is the way, is your gold. And any struggle that this might be is your opportunity to spiritualize and cultivate and build up your Godfidence or activate yourself. Everyone else is polarized in one way, that they're just in a negative polarity. They're just receiving influences of the being spoon-fed reality. Maybe you're ready to try energy mastery and try for free on the Patreon, just binge a bunch of videos for 7 days and activate yourself into the positive polarity where you are the master of your reality and you are affecting things. Food for thought. Have a wonderful full moon, very special for you guys. Take very good care, and thank you so much, Aries Sun, Moon, Risings, for taking up the Aries mantle of consciousness. Until our next time together, many beautiful blessings on all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah. Hello, my beautiful Tauruses, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs. Welcome, welcome to your Aries full moon happening in your 12th house of secrets, sorrows, self-undoing, but also spirituality, miracles, psychic ability, and secret benefactors, including angels looking out for you, as well as other kinds of benefactors that help you materially, working behind the scenes. So this could be a time when it's either you are publicizing something, you're like going wide with like maybe a secret something that you've been working on behind the scenes, and you're now ready to make it known and available for like public consumption. What's going on with this? For public consumption, or you are maybe even being like a little bit outed for something, like someone else is telling a secret of yours, or just organize myself here, that someone else is letting the cat out of the bag with something, and you're not quite ready, but like here it is. It doesn't have to be that. It could also be a very spiritual experience where you're talking to dead people. There's something about your subconscious mind that's being illuminated to you, where you need to understand this in order to be more whole, more spiritualized. This is really Godfidence for you, Tauruses, because it's like in your house of God, so to speak. And so this could be a very, I feel like for Tauruses, you're either going to feel so amazed and relieved and inspired, you could like witness miracles or be the one to channel miracles. And for some Tauruses, it could be a little bit of, and this depends on how you've been living your life and everything, but it could be a little bit of like a spiritual crisis where you needed your beliefs to break down so much, and you needed to see something. You needed like something for you would be like manifesting 3 densities down in the physical material world, solid, liquid, gas, and the solid that strikes you in the subconscious, that hits you really like a bolt of lightning, like thunder, and you're like, ding. You know what I mean? Like a little cartoon. Oh, I love Saturday morning cartoons. So, um, honestly, this really is going to go like one way or another for you guys. So I would probably have some phone numbers ready to dial of your spiritual comrades or astrology. I don't know what you do, what your thing is, therapy. This could be a therapy. If you go to therapy, this could be like a huge breakthrough in your therapy, a huge breakthrough in your healing, especially if you've been trying to get over like a death or grieving something. What is in my eye? Trying to get through something, trying to work through something kind of difficult. This could be massive. This can also be when you have a breakthrough with a teacher, foreigner, or like a mentor, or where you are, I am so sorry, hold on, or where you are having some kind of like meeting with a mentor. I just want to make sure I can still talk to you. Or where you are finally meeting your mentor. This is my little mirror. It's like little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 octagon. I had to count. I'm not that great at counting. Hey, I'm a psychic, okay, not a mathematician. So anyway, so you guys this could have a huge breakthrough moment with your, like you meet a spiritual guide, or you start working with a spiritual guide, and it just like expands your consciousness. Like, I didn't mean to cross my eyes, but like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, so whatever it is, if it's a message, if it's a communication, something's going to like really throw you for a loop, and you'll be right, whatever it is. If you're perceiving it as negative, if you're perceiving it as positive, it doesn't even matter, because it's guaranteed a complete funnel to your spiritualization. My little degenerate Tauruses are like, what the fuck? It's okay. It's going to be great. You're going to do great. There's resources, there's help, there's someone there. And that Jupiter in your 2nd house, ooh, this could be very financially lucrative for you guys. This could also be a huge relief for some of you, where you're like, oh, thank God that something is a huge like success, and it helps heal an insecurity or a fear. This could be the end of a fear that helps you become more whole. And let's see, Jupiter 7-6. Oh yeah, this could be, you get a new asset, you hire staff that are like super people that like help you doing something. Or if you are an agent representative, if you are in a profession where you are of service to someone else, this could be where whatever you're working on from October 2nd to the 17th, it's like a slam dunk. And it could like alleviate a lot of like worries that you have. So money, 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 money. yeah, lots of money through these people and or through whatever you're doing, whatever you're sharing, or whatever's transacting. So it's all good, Tauruses. And if you are interested in doing the spiritual stuff or cultivating more Godfidence, putting some of this awareness on its feet, the Patreon has a 7-day free trial. Go through the posts. I post every day on the Patreon, on Monday through Friday. I post twice daily on the TikTok, and just give it a shot, see how it is. In any case, I love you very much. Take very good care. Thank you so much for taking up the Taurus mantle of confidence. Of confidence. The Taurus mantle of consciousness. Until our next time together, my loves, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah. Hello, my lovely Gemini, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs. A welcome comment to your Aries full moon happening in your 11th house of friends, groups, associations, older siblings, your goals, your dreams for the future, and allies and comrades, people that support your career. Think back to around the beginning of April, there could have been some like wounding with friends, falling out with friends, or insecurities with where your life is going, with your goals, or with older siblings coming up, or with online communities, social media posting. So this is wrapping that up. It's also wrapping up from this Libra eclipse from October the 2nd. So you will have to act on your Godfidence in a very, like, it's very personal to you, because this full moon is connecting with Jupiter retrograde in your sign. So I see you specifically either being very affected by these people or through something you're seeing on social media. And that could have you reaching out to others, or possibly to your lovers, people you're dating, maybe even meeting people through social media, or something with your, if you have children, there could even be something going on with your kids where you're talking to your children about something you're seeing on social media, or maybe even collaborating with either your children or creative collaborations, or talking to partners about children or about pregnancies, talking to partners about creative collaborations, and trying to put together either a career plan for your future, or if this is more like intimate, maybe putting together plans like for retirement, or, you know, a family, or creative, or with your children, like a milestone, or you could be achieving a milestone. It could even be that your children or lovers or your romantic partners or creative collaborators are, maybe they're reaching out to you too. It could kind of go both ways. But you are going to need to pay attention to your inner child. For you, your Godfidence is going to really be like supported and uplifted when you are taking such good care of little Gemini. Okay. I have lots of free resources about that on YouTube. It's called How to Heal and Move On. And on the TikTok, I think it's just called How to Heal Your Inner Child. Scroll through, I should make a playlist for that. It's far back. I think it's from like 2022, but oh, Heal Your Inner Child in 7 minutes. Start there. Start with that. That's where you take your inner child into your custody. It's a meditation for that. And then watch How to Heal and Move On. Okay. But that, and any people are going to be very clear that they either support your creative impulse, your creative direction, or that they support your inner child healing. Like we're like, who, for you, Gemini, ask, like, who do you feel safe with? Who do you feel safe with? And who do you feel safe to be, like, let little you out? You know? So that is going to be very clear to you, and I want you to take that very seriously. This could even be a big moment where you need to take action and act to make a dream come true. Like you could even be making a dream come true. For you, it would be a very personal dream, though. It would be something that makes your inner child like really happy. And so it's going to be like a little gooier than you would like because you're an air sign. So so this would be so good for your self-esteem though too. Like it would really overhaul, you know, like an insecurity about that stuff. I remember it was actually October 20, I think it was 2018. Yeah, it had to be 2018, October 2018. I remember this huge split with my half sister, with whom we do not speak, to whom we no longer speak. Tried to save her. I tried to save her and say, let's get an apartment together. Her first child was like very little at that time. So, you know, you Gemini, if you have any kind of like adolescent wounding with siblings, this could be very healing to that. And, you know, it didn't work out like at all, but it doesn't mean that, you know, that you can't have either a parental consciousness, you to your inner child, or that you cannot even have sibling consciousness with like another human being. It might be in your soul family, but not people that you grew up with necessarily, because the spiritual splitting happens in multiple ways at multiple different times. So, you know, if you had any wounding with older siblings or with milestones or goals or self-confidence or intimacy or your childhood, your inner child, all of that is being like, you know, it's all being like lit up like a pinball machine. And so it could be super healing, like a super healing milestone. So be very open-minded to people that could, like I said, that you could feel safe with, or people that really support you making more money, people that support healthy bonding, like healthy intimacy, healthy creative self-expression. This could be a wonderful time for your social media too, where that could even be something for, I remember this was so long ago where half sister, she said some off the cuff, she said something off the cuff like, oh, it'd be so great to just like play with crystals all day and post Instagram. And I'm like, what? Like I was still actor. Like I honestly, like being on the internet was never part of my plan, especially talking about any of this. But that was in my memory. I'm like, oh, she said something like that. Like I would have loved that for both of us. For her, it would have been her first. You know, we would have gotten the apartment in like 2018 and she would have gone off to do the crystal things. I would have gone off to still do acting. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that would be my wish for her, that she could, you know, post whatever she wants to post on social media, whether, you know, whatever it is. And that could be very healing. So if you post, or if you've always wanted to post, or if you know, there could be some insecurity about, and I'm using that as an example, I'm analogizing, we're using metaphors here, but it's your creative passion projects, and your allies, the people that help you bring that creativity and manifest it and externalize it. Those are your allies. Those are your people. Those are your comrades. And so there could be people coming through, money coming through, bonding coming through, that are helping you to make a dream come true, make a wish come true. Now for others of the Gemini sun, moon, risings out there, because we have to talk about everything. It could be a crisis with a child, a financial crisis, and yes, a crisis with an older sibling or a friend fallout or a community fallout, a social media fallout, a breakdown in community, a breakdown in friendships, a breakdown with creative collaborations where you are severing your financial contracts. People are breaking up with you. Lovers are leaving you. Whatever, or your children are revolting against you and they're coming to you with some communication that's making you, or your creative collaborators, or your someone with a small business, people are coming to you with news that's making you question yourself, and you're like, whoa. If you have Jupiter direct in your chart, you are going to have to rethink everything that you've been doing over the past 8 months. So if any of it manifests in a way that you're averse to, you will have to look at yourself. If you're having some kind of wound being ripped open, or, and like in a negative way, and you're in a fight with a friend, and this is a friend fallout, and it's a big, if there's trauma, like not the good drama, but like drama for you guys from October the 2nd to the 17th of October, for you guys, it's all catalyzing your spiritual growth and to build your Godfidence. You could even realize, I knew I was right. I knew I was right about that. Why did I let someone turn me away from what I already knew? Okay. So, but either way, okay, you may either be more reinforced, and it depends where you are with your inner child healing and your own cultivating your like Godfidence and your intuitional force and your creativity, and like knowing that inner child healing stuff. That's going to more so determine which way this goes. But if you want to try the energy mastery, if you're just kind of consuming too much information and too much awareness, and it's making you like, if astrology is making you more fearful and stuff like that, or if, then you may be ready to put it on its feet and to get your little Gemini hands nice and magical. So free trial on Patreon, 7 days, go through all the posts, see what jumps out at you. Okay, my loves, take very good care. Thank you so much for taking up the Geminian mantle of consciousness. Until our next time together, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads. All of your beautiful heads and hands, my darlings. Hello, Can, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs. Welcome, willkommen to our full moon in Aries, the top of our chart with Chiron. We are one of the signs that are just getting hit on all the sides. This is really like, we have needs. The partner is super powerful. Home life and home and family members and career needs us. Like all of it happening at the same time. The same is true for Aries and Libras and Capricorns as well. So for us, this is, for me, it's going to be me as a healer. Like I just already know that. So for you guys, if you've ever been thinking about it, if you have been considering it, this would be the time to launch yourself into the public eye as a healer. Throw up your meditations on Instagram, put up your Substack on tarot, do video, this, you'll feel like, doing it, you'll feel very like cringe. Okay, listen, like this, I've had to get over this like 5-year identity crisis and like work through the cringe of it this entire time with the Chiron and Aries at the top of my chart, like embracing this identity that I'm not completely comfortable with, feeling a lot of pain about like setting down acting, film and TV acting. And so this is just what it is. There could also, for some Cancer, Sun, Moon risings, but whatever this is, it's going to give you back something that you feel like could never be healed and all is lost. It's going to bring something back to you, for you, to make you feel whole again. for you to feel wholly and authentically you. And you may, but like I said, you may need to do something, like take action, brave action that's public, that everybody can see, to bring you back to yourself, to be your most authentic, whole, complete self. So I feel like for us, we're just going to be like who we really are, that everybody can see. For some of us, it could even be healing parental wounds, parental relationships. This could even be something happening in the life of a parent. They could be wounded, they could be in pain, they could be sick or sickly, or there could be some there, or like I said, we could feel just cringe. We could feel like, so there's that. But I would say rely on the relationships. Some of them are going to be like your actual family or roommates situations, or they'll be soul family, people that are like strangers, but they're like your soul family, that are going to be helpful to you and help support this more holistic and authentic identity, because this is really about our identity spotlight where everyone can see it. And there's some, like, I remember the full moons, the April, I remember the Aries full moon of 2020 during the pandemic. It was like the busiest year of my life. And I felt so cringe, like every step of the way. And so it's like, being out there and being who you really are, and just what helped me through that, and what helps me through, and what helps me continue, is just reminding myself, it's not about me, it's about you. And my golden oldies, you've heard me say it so much before. It's not about me, it's about you. So if you can have that mindset and go forth with the Godfidence that who you are professionally, being who you are authentically, is good for everybody else. And it's of service to your constituents, your community, your families. And maybe this is like a healing with like a spousal wound for some of you, or it could be a very public breakup where if this is on the other side of it, this could be a separation, a divorce, like a breaking away of a relationship. It could be you, but it could also be the other person, the other side, with Pluto being in Capricorn. It's like they could be using their power and severing the connection, and that changes how people see you. So people could even see you going through wounding because of a divorce or a separation or something the partner's doing. So what else? Even if that's the case, lean on your family, your soul family. You have support connecting to Jupiter and Gemini in the 12th house of secret sorrow, self-undoing, but also psychic ability, talking to dead people, spirit mediumship, spirit guides, archangels, also miracles and secret benefactors. And that includes like financial benefactor, any kind of benefactors, but also spiritual help from behind the scenes too. So there could be help from people or energies behind the scenes that are helping to reinforce your identity in your career. Or if there's something that you're averse to happening, it looks like therapy could help, or you may be reconsidering. If this is like that, you may need to reconsider how you have self-sabotaged in the past. Like I said, guys, this is going to be so much better for those of us that are already healers. We're already in Godfidence. We're already in touch with our intuition. We're already spiritualized. If you're already spiritualized, it's probably not going to be that bad. It's just going to be like, oh my God, I'm getting attention. Oh my God, I feel so cringe. But if you're not spiritualized, or if there's Cancer, Sun, Moon risings that are performative in their spirituality, there's going to be something that hits in one or all of these areas, and they're gonna feel like the world is ending because of something happening in a relationship, a family relationship, a business relationship, a spousal relationship, or even like a romantic relationship. And then it would cause that Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising to reassess how they self-sabotaged. How, you know, with that connection with Jupiter. Now, Jupiter connecting to Libra, it does look like you can get consolation or help from family, roommates, and soul family to help you with whatever is happening. But those of us that are healers, we're probably just going to have to get to work healing the world, doing God's good work here. So all of my spiritual baddies, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Risings, prepare to be called upon. Be prepared to step forward and like heal the world. And, you know, so if you want to have fun with that, try Patreon for 7 days for free, binge videos. And, you know, if you're already guided, take the dive. Everyone has to be activated. We have to get everybody online. And so the more people I can wake up, you know, what's he saying in the Matrix? At the very end, he's talking on the phone to Agent Smith, and he's like, I'm gonna wake all these people up. Okay, like you gotta wake these people up. So if you are a healer, like I know in my overview, I'm like, oh, you know, but like for real, it's not about us. It's about what we're doing to help wake everybody up. Everybody has to make it. Everyone has to come online. Everyone has to ascend to interdimensionality. Love you guys. Love our people. And like I said, if any of us have power struggles in relationships and wounding in the career, and if you're feeling super insecure in the career, if your spirituality or your therapy or your healing has in any way been performative, you will feel very disempowered. And it's exactly what you need to catalyze the real spirituality, the real change, the real growth, the real alchemization. So be grateful for that, whatever that happens to be. Take very good care, my loves. Thank you so much for taking up the Cancer mantle of consciousness. And until our next time together, my loves, many beautiful blessings on all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Oh, this is a juicy one for the Leos. Hello, my lovely Leos, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs. A welcome, welcome to your Aries full moon. You guys have Mars in your 12th house. You guys are going to be very featured with this big odyssey, this 8.5-month odyssey with the Mars retrograde. So Mars is in your 12th, the full moon is in your 9th, Sun in Libra is in your 3rd, and Pluto's in your 6th. I feel like for you guys, this is just going to be so, you know, like I feel like you are going to, okay. I mean, where am I going to start? Okay, so the full moon is with Chiron in your 9th house. So you are in for a deep healing when it comes to a belief system. And I feel like if this is like on the brighter side, you are going to feel so much better about, it's almost like, how I would put it is like, let's say you've been afraid of death your entire life. Like you've had a Woody Allen kind of a fear of death, that it like just seizes your consciousness and doesn't let go. And it's all you think about. It's all you worry about. It's at the back of your mind. Doesn't matter how much you overcompensate by living in the now and living in the here and YOLO and like, you know, like it doesn't matter. It's always there waiting for you. And you think about it incessantly. This would be a full moon where you encounter a mentor, guru, guide, teacher, maybe a foreigner, someone very different from you that maybe in a conversation just heals your fear and this wound about belief and this wound about the other side and death and dying. And, you know, it doesn't just go black, you know, like it, you know what I'm saying? So if I feel like for you guys, this could be so healing in that sense, but you're going to have to take some action here. You're going to have to book the session, book the plane ticket, book the, do the thing, or act on your beliefs, act on something that you feel sort of shaky about. Like, you need to follow your intuition, especially with Mars in your 12th house. Like, you need to do something, take some brave action to feel better about these beliefs and to be more of your authentic whole self. You could even be publishing something. You can be going like wide with some like news or something, and it would be so healing for you. And it would really kind of reveal your Godfidence. Like, whatever Leos you guys are saying or are publishing, it is reflecting actually like the strength of your convictions. And it could be so, you could be like very a pioneer or brave. Like, you could be looked at as like very progressive and brave, and the Godfidence that Leo has, the like royal Godfidence is what I'll say for you guys. And this is helping to clear out, helping Mars and Cancer in your 12th clear out the cobwebs of like doubt and anxiety and fears. Like, I feel like this would be another one for a sign that's overcoming fears, where you're like, I'm doing it. This is what I'm doing. And I've got my royal Godfidence with me. I've got my, I don't know if you have any spiritual, like a spiritual team, or people are hiring psychics now for like concierge services, and for, they're people's personal spiritual people are like replacing life coaches. So I don't know if you have someone like that, but maybe you're like, it's me and my team, and this is what I'm doing. But like, the people in your life are also there to support you. Like, I see a lot of people supporting you. This is really helpful to put you up. You could even level up in your friend community for doing this, for whatever you're doing or whatever you're publishing, whatever you're saying, whatever like action that you are taking, even legal action. If you are like legal action or contracts, negotiations, or news about it, it could be that you are highly esteemed in your community because Jupiter's in your Gemini 11th house of like community, friends, groups, associations, online communities. You can go viral. You could go very viral for something, and the people are there to support you in your neighborhood, like close by. Older and younger siblings are there, supportive, and it helps you become more whole, more like, I feel like you're going to be very supported when you act on your conviction, when you go forward in your Godfidence. But it may be very original, it may be very unique, it may be very brave, it may be also wrapping something up from April 8th of this year, wrapping something up even as early as October the 2nd, a couple weeks ago. And so you could be very like, it worked, it's a success. So you really want to follow your intuition, overcome any fears you have about spirituality, or, being the first to do something, like, go with it. If you got that feeling, go with it. Say it, publish it, do it. So it's real. I like it a lot for you guys. Now, if this is more of a crisis situation, it would be a crisis of faith. It would be a crisis of like a mental breakdown, a crisis of health. So if there's any, or something is like really disrupting your daily life in a big way. So it's like, if there's any of those kinds of crises or breakdowns, or if there's anything like that, then you've got to look at how you may have self-sabotaged, or how you're self-sabotaging something through, I'll just leave it at that. So this would be better for you guys to go back to something that you tried to do with your friends, groups, associations that didn't work before, but it can work now with Jupiter retrograde in that area of your chart. That's what you want that retro energy to bring in. And you don't want it to work in that other way. You don't want it to be that you have to go back to reassess how you self-sabotaged. You know what I'm saying? You want it to be like, okay, we're going to bring something back to give it life, and we're going to move forward on this, and it's my intuition, and so we're going to do it. It's going to be great. You just stick with your Godfidence, okay? And if you want to connect with that, or if you want to put some spirituality on its feet, try Patreon for 7 days, free trial, scroll the post, see what appeals to you. If you have a very specific thing you want to work on, try the what's it called? The Hierophant High Priestess here. I lost it for a second. And then we work together one-on-one, and we just like surgically do it, and it's on Zoom. So, okay, my loves, take very good care, my lovely Leos. Thank you so much for taking up the Leo mantle of consciousness. Until our next time together, my loves, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful headstones. Okay, Virgies, my lovely Virgo, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs, welcome, willkommen to your Aries full moon in your 8th house. Think back to April the 8th of this year. There was a solar eclipse there. Think back to October the 2nd. There's a new moon that we're finishing up both of these cycles. So it's with Chiron in the 8th. And this is really, it's like, for you guys, I feel like you have had to be very brave in trusting other people. You've had to be very brave in making decisions about who to let in and who to keep at a distance. So this is the culmination of that lesson. So for you guys, you will need to take some very brave action to get to the healing, to reclaim a part of yourself that you've maybe felt or feared could never be healed. There's always a way back. You could always be healed. Like, okay, don't fall into the trap of like a healing loop where you're like, there's a way to be healed, to heal the things, and move on. So it's like you're different, but it's not that you're unhealed. You're just a little different. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stranger. So, okay. But for you, the action will have to include something else. So you'll have to, now for some of you, it's like credit, loans, mortgaging, like, it may be a little bit more financial, but it's definitely like your trust in life that you need to think about, that you need to really consider. And this is going to be, like I said, that kind of culminating moment for you guys where you have that moment of like realization where you may realize that like, I don't trust in life. Like, I just don't. If this is more on the other side of it, then this can definitely be some kind of a breakdown, a financial breakdown. Friends are a part of this, lovers or creative collaborators are a part of this. This could be a little bit of a crisis with them, and someone may sever the friendship or the romantic connection or the creative collaboration. If it's going like that, like, so I would say on the brighter side, this is where you can really heal any kind of wounds where you trusted someone and they betrayed you, or you bonded with someone and they leveraged that relationship against you to get what they want, where you let someone in, maybe they did a kindness for you, so you did a kindness back, and then it got enmeshed and toxic, and this could be someone got jealous of you, or all of those hard feelings are here. This is the house of baggage. So there's a wonderful opportunity for you guys to either bond with someone else and collaborate with others and work with others in a powerful way that could just level up your finances, level up your relationships with your children, creative collaborations, friends, groups, communities, social media. And then it's going to heal those. Oh no, hold on. Okay, I just needed a cookie. Okay, where were we? So this could be a wonderful breakthrough, but it's because you're bonding with someone. It's because of the intimacy you're sharing with someone. It's because of the connection, but it has to be a positive connection. Like I've been saying with the North Node here, you need to bond with other people that are independent. And both of you are having the same goal, same direction, next to each other. You're already going along in that same way. And you're like, hey, let's link up, and we're going there anyway. So let's go there together. And, I help you, you help me. And it's clean and it's pure and there's no weirdness and there's no, you know what I'm saying? No codependency. So it's like, this could be a culmination of that, where you found somebody or you're finding people and this is a breakthrough, and it's like healing that wound of where you trusted someone and they ran off with the booty, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it could be that, but you will have to really trust your own voice of judgment and not let other people tell you who to trust or not trust, and not let anybody else hijack your healing journey or your growth or your intuition. You really have to cultivate your own Godfidence inside. And when you do that, it's going to be very clear to you the people that are like assets to you, really so, because the Jupiter connection's in your 10th house of career and trining the sun in the Libra in your second house of resources. So for you guys, at this time, people are definitely your resources. People are definitely your money makers. People are definitely your assets. So I see this is a great time for Virgos. Like, they're going to be bonding with other people, and like in such a healing way and such a clean way, where there's, like I said, no weirdness, no enmeshments. And it could be really wonderful for your status professionally, wonderful for your marriages, wonderful for your roles as parents. This could be a wonderful, yeah, wonderful moment for you as a parent, and great for your money, self-esteem, finances. What else? Just take the leap of faith. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cultivate that Godfidence and that intuition. If you have been this entire time, it'll be so much easier for you. And I really feel like this will just be something that finally opens the portal for you, that you can avail it. Whereas before, maybe the opportunity, the timing was off and it wasn't there, where now it's like open sesame, and you're like, yes. So for those of you that have already been spiritualized, this is probably just going to open that up for you. The person's going to show up. You have Mars and Cancer in the 11th, and opposing Pluto in the 5th. It could be through children, creative collaborators. It could be through your own creations, whether that's children or, a piece of art that you're making. And, it could be lovely. It could be very lovely, very good for your self-esteem too. Now, if it is more on the other side of it, this could be some kind of breakdown. If the breakdown is honestly a blessing for you, if it's a breakdown, it's a psychic protection for you, and all of the, the pain that you're going to go through, the catastrophizing, the drama of it, it's just going to bring all of the baggage up to the surface of your awareness, so you can see your lack of self-esteem and how that brought you, or the people that you surrounded yourself with. Because for Virgos, I've been looking at this for Virgos. So your Mars retrograde is your 12th and your 11th. So it's like, are you fighting with friends for 8.5 months? Are you reorganizing your groups that you belong to and the people that you're around? Are you redoing social media? Like, there's something there that you have to do differently. And so if this is on like the breakdown side of things, I can see you separating from creative collaborators or friends groups, associations, people that are not your comrades. they do not support you, or you thought they did and they don't. Like, but even if you do, because of some kind of like maybe a financial falling through, if that's the case, this is the blessing that you need to get these people out of your life, because they have just been steering you away from your Godfidence. Maybe you have a toxic child that's just sucking the life out of you. You know what I'm saying? With that Pluto in your fifth, you're either a very creative person and you are ready to revolutionize your creative passions, and or your children are either little psychos. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about my mom. She's a Virgo sun and she's a writer, and she's a force to be reckoned with. She's incredible. I'm just thinking about her nicknames for me, that she's her little pet names for me. Like growing up, she'd call me like her little Sour Patch Kid, like, 'cause I was always like, and anyway. So, you, if you have kids, they're either little psychos or they're powerful. And now, as you see, I'm this spiritual, empowered person. So they're either little psychos or spiritually empowered. They are self-possessed. They are self-confident. They are, or your small business is very healthy and strong on its own, and it's like, all of that. Mars in Cancer, there could be so much passive aggressiveness in your friends, groups, associations, relationships with your older siblings, your siblings, and you're ready to just go away. You have to have it out, though. You've got to have it out. Like if you have, or dating, if you're dating people, there's power struggles there. You could be in a power struggle with friends, groups, associations, your children, your creative collaborators, creative passion projects, or people you're dating. You're in a weird power struggle about the future with them. And like, if you're the feminine, don't you ever ask, what are we? Don't even get me started. So, if it's on like the lower end, then there's going to be some crisis. And it may even be from your children or from a friend or from a sibling. They're going through something super huge and you are like right in there. You're all right up in it, having to, something's got you really immersed in this bond. So when it's a healthy way, there's some kind of breakthrough and it's wonderful. You and a creative collaborator, you and a romantic partner, you and a child, you and an ally, a friend group, your social media. And it's like really wonderful and it's so healing and it's empowering. And it's like even still kind of a rocky road here, but it's like the situation is forcing this intimacy. It's forcing the bonding. So it's either going to be, somewhere on that spectrum. So whatever it is, though, it's giving you the opportunity to heal intimacy wounds and to let go of baggage. Just let it go. So whether your friend is going through something, whether your child is going through something, whether you're going through something, whatever happens to be, it's all helping you heal the past, heal intimacy wounds and heal intimacy wounding. And it looks like there's a lot of support from your professional VIP type people or your spouses, or you as a parent could be needing to be there for your child or your children. Or there's also financial, it depends if you have Jupiter direct or retrograde in your chart, because Jupiter to the sun of the second could be really great for finances with this full moon. Like this could be where you have suddenly access to like borrow against the company with like 0% interest, and like, like something can open up for you, like the credit or that you are receiving help from your children, you are receiving help from friends, you are receiving help from bosses, and it's like there's financial assets, and there's, you know what I'm saying? So it's like these people could be helping, or there's just a crisis that that's like I said, forcing that, maybe a confrontation, but it's like, so whatever it is, take it as a catalyst for deeper healing through the spiritualization of intimacy. And if you want to see some of this on its feet and do some energy work, you're more than welcome to join us. I love Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. So on the Patreon, there's a 7-day free trial, and yeah, we get up to a lot of good stuff over there. So, and honestly, that really, until people really activate themselves out of a negative polarity where they're just like taking reality in and they're just being spoon-fed reality, we're practicing positive polarity where we are doing reality. We are affecting changes to reality. I post there every day on Patreon, Monday through Friday, and then TikTok twice a day because I love my TikTok. So there's a lot of resources available to you to ground your spirituality, increase your spiritual practice, and ground it, stabilize it, normalize it, and help you. But for you, this is all really about healing the intimacy wounds, or healing bonding wounds, maybe even with money and finances and self-esteem. So love you, Virgos. Take very good care. Have a wonderful full moon. Thank you so much for taking up the Virgo mantle of consciousness. Until our next time together, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Hello, my gorgeous, gorgeous Libras, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs. Welcome, welcome to your epic full moon in Aries with Chiron. You are my brother or sister. I'm a Capricorn stellium, sun, and Cancer ascendant. This is going to light us up like pinball machines, all the cardinal signs. So you're another sign that's going to have something going on in every single area of life. So it really could be triggered anywhere. You have needs. The partner has needs. The career has needs. Your family are freaking psychotically controlling. Like, it's going to be all at the same time. So it's going to be mainly kicked off about or through or by another person, because this full moon is in your relationship sector. So this is like you are maybe in a service-based business, your clients, maybe this is a best friend or a spouse, or even just your relationship to relationships. There's something going on in your relational life that is like, it's got your full attention, and it's going to reflect you very strongly. So whatever's happening, this is, think back to April 8th of this year, and think back to October the 2nd, a couple weeks ago, what was going on, because this is that closure moment. This is the fruiting of all of that. So you're likely going to have to take action in a relationship, and maybe even multiple primary relationships. Bravery. Okay, be very brave. You're going to feel kind of cringe doing it. You're going to feel kind of insecure. Or maybe your partner's feeling really insecure. They may be feeling very cringe, not good enough, not worthy. There's something that where they could be struggling with some like self-confidence issues, where you may just need to be there for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they could feel, whatever it is, they could just feel either unwelcome or out of sorts or awkward, or like, yeah. Or maybe they wake up feeling weird and awkward, and then they do their makeup and they feel even more awkward because they did it weird. And it's like, like they did things they don't normally do, or use products they don't normally use, and it looks weird, and they feel even more awkward. Like, it's more than just that. But like, so you may need to really be there for that partner, and that'll help you bond. Like, it'll help to heal the relationship, or it'll help to increase the intimacy and to increase the bonding. So it's either that person, or they may even come to you with a need and say, listen, they may come to you in tears and beg you, please, I don't want to go on vacation. Please don't make me go. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, whoa. And like, all of a sudden you're like, oh, wow, but like, it's very much You and maybe even another person, maybe even doing something together, very brave, very unique and different, but you will have to go on your Godfidence. And you will have to, you know, if that happens, like if you have like a child or something, or your partner, maybe they struggle. Let me pick something. Maybe your partner's like, you know, Kanye West or something, and he just like doesn't want to get out of the car and go to the function. And you're just like, okay, we'll just sit here in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe they just, or maybe they struggle with like panic attacks or anxiety attacks, or, you know what I'm saying? Like they could actually like suffer from something, or they could have some kind of thing that flares up, you know, and this could be one of those moments. And you have a lot going on. So it's like, okay, well, you know, Auntie so and so is going to be disappointed not to see them. And if we cancel this thing, work is going to be up my ass if they know I didn't go, and they're going to think that I'm free to work, but I'm not because I'm dealing with this, you know. And I was looking forward to going, but now I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like it could just be this big, loud. You know, you have Aries on the seventh house, so I feel like your partners are like bam bam, you know, fucking loud. So it's like, and you're there like trying to just, I know how you move. I know how you move. So, but yeah, they could have a bam bam moment where they have some need, or your relationship needs and has a need, and you're gonna have to act. You're gonna have to do something on the Godfidence. You know, maybe your family's like, fuck them, come without them, leave their ass at home, or they're not really depressed. Anxiety isn't a real thing. Like you know, like that Pluto in your fourth house, your family or your roommates could be fucking controlling and psychotic and insane, or emotionally you could be lit up like a volcano, like a nuclear reactor. Like whatever's happening for you guys is very, this could even be like if you have like clients, a client-based business, maybe your clients are having, maybe you get a lot of clients and you're just like booked back to back to back to back, and they all have crises happening, and you're just like going blind from all of the things that you're doing and all the sessions you're having. It could be something like that with Mars in the 10th house. But this could really be epic power struggles. See, on the lower end, they're power struggles with your family and your role in society and how you want people to see you. And that may conflict and that may upset other family members or professional people. You've, or maybe everyone's judging you for your choice of a partner, and you got to say, fuck all of you. This is my fucking life. Back the fuck up. If it's a power struggle on the low end, on the higher end, you could be already going on your Godfidence and already connecting with your angels, spirit guides, mentors, higher self, archangels, and your spirit team. And you could already be doing things that you are purposefully using Mars and Pluto to overhaul your image, overhaul your home life, overhaul your family life, overhaul your emotional seat of security. You've had to do this since 2008 to wrestle free from ancestral tie downs and wrestle free from ancestral baggage. And now with this Mars retrograde, it is affecting your career and your social status and your place in the world. And it's coming down to how you're choosing your partners. Are you choosing and serving them well? Are you choosing independent people? This doesn't have to be bam bam. It could be a very independent, strong partner. Maybe they're a healer too. They don't have to be, of course, but they could just be going through something that they just need a little extra love. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now the sextile to Jupiter in the ninth, you are in for some education about relationships, and you're into change your view about how to show up in relationships, or about choosing people, choosing the relationships themselves. This actually could even be where you're working with a healer. Like maybe they're not bam bam, maybe they're not wounded, maybe they're not, you know, Kanye West going through something. Maybe this is just putting you really in a close connection with a healer or a foreigner, a wounded foreigner, or a veteran, you know. I'm like, what's the opposite of ableist? Disabled. Maybe someone's disabled and they're sharing their story with you, and you're it's changing your perspective on life. It depends. This will depend if you have Jupiter direct or retrograde in your chart. But this could be, yeah, if you're working with any of these people, especially like a spiritual mentor, this just bad, sorry. This sees you working with them and like close, yeah, like close quarters, close one-to-one connection. Now Jupiter is making a trine to the sun in your sign. So this is wonderful for either inner expansion, like internal growth, so it's like you're connecting with someone that is confident, that is a healer, that is self-assured. They're teaching you something and it helps you feel good about yourself. That's ideal. That would be lovely. And based off of what you're learning and based off of this connection, you are taking control of the Pluto Mars and overhauling your reputation, overhauling your home life based off of new spiritual empowerment and information and knowledge. Fuck whatever else fucking thinks. And that's very powerful because that Mars, the top of your chart, you cannot be doing the passive aggressive thing in the career. That is going to blow you up. And this could be fireworks with your family based off of this. Like you are really going to need to see who supports your Godfidence and who doesn't. Because there could be passive aggressive energy in the career. Not everyone's happy with your life decision or life choices, or you get, you know, you start working with a spiritual mentor and people are like looking at you sideways like, what? You know? So, but you've got to go on the Godfidence. And if you've already been spiritual, or either spiritualized, or if you just are a person that just listens to their intuition, that's enough. And like, I know this is right for me. I know this person is legit. Because this could heal any kind of faith wounds. I've got the chip on my shoulder. If you don't follow me on TikTok, you should follow me on TikTok. I don't know why you're not following me on TikTok because I post twice a day over there, and on Monday through Friday. But if you have been, maybe you read my long rambling caption about why I have such a chip on my shoulder about religious institutions and how they're just like perverted and how I resent it very much. So this could be healing similar wounds of faith, religious institution, or kind of like Leo Sun Moon Rising, how maybe it's like a big sigh of relief about like a life perspective, and it's another person, maybe a healer, that's helping you have that realization. Damn. But look out for this as early as the 15th of October to start the fireworks. So okay, love you guys to pieces. You guys are fucking hilarious. Love you guys. Have a great full moon. Feel free to avail my services. I love connecting with my Libras. Okay, have a great full moon. Thank you so much for taking up the Libra mantle of consciousness. And until our next time together, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah. Hello, my lovely Scorpios. Gorgeous, gorgeous Scorpios. Welcome to come to your Aries full moon. Okay, this is interesting to me because you guys have this happening in an interesting area of your life, in your sixth house of daily routines, your rituals. It's like how you live your life moment to moment. You know, are you thinking about the next moment? Are you thinking about the past moments? Are you in the now? You know, it's health, it's healthy regimens, but it's also a house of service. So this could be your staff, people that you employ. It could also be your agents, managers, anyone that works for you. So this is a very healing full moon. There's an action that you may be taking that okay, if you're taking this action, it's like there's a lot of healing coming through to you, and any changes that you are guided to make that will change your daily life. Act with Godfidence. I feel like, okay, so Capricorns and Scorpios are my favorite signs of the zodiac. My golden oldies, you already know that. So, and one of the reasons why is because you listen to your intuition naturally. That's why those people will say like Scorpios are psychic and naturally psychic. It's like, oh yeah, because you know that voice so well and so clearly, and you don't question it. You're a very private person. I like that very much. I like when people have a good relationship with themselves, and that's always you guys. There's no such thing as a superficial Scorpio. I don't care if they're like a pop star, they're just not superficial. I don't care if they are, you know, super. I don't care. They're always. It's just to protect themselves. It's always just to like. I'm thinking of this one friend I had. She reminded me of like a pop star. She was just so like energetic and dancing and lots of makeup and like, but a Scorpio, like very, very deep. And so you guys, I feel like are going to do better with this, even if you don't engage in any kind of like energy master or anything. Like you can just go on your Godfidence. You go and follow your intuition. When you take action on that and change something about your daily life or your daily structures, it's so good for you. It's so healing. So this is going to be great for remedying any kind of health issues you've had. Maybe they came up in April, maybe they came up October the 2nd, or maybe issues with your staff, issues with your agents, managers, even like since 2019, if there's been some wounding there or a need to heal your health or your routines or your daily life or your relationships with these people, this is going to be so great for that, a great opportunity for that. And this is even more so that you've got to listen to your intuition. With the sun being in your 12th house of secrets, sorrows, self-undoing, it's a psychic house. It's the house of God and Godfidence. It's also miracles. It's also secret benefactors, people helping you behind the scenes. That includes material help behind the scenes, but it also includes spiritual help behind the scenes. So you had your last eclipse here, October the 2nd, for I think like 9 years. And so this full moon from October the 2nd to October the 17th, it's almost like Scorpios are going on their intuition between the 2nd and the 17th. And even as early as the 15th, you could be feeling like, like a breath of a sigh of relief. And it could change your daily life in a way that you feel so good about. So you want to take the initiative, you want to act from that place of confidence and bravery and like self-possession and engage in whatever like healing stuff, or maybe you're working out or you're doing something different. This could even be when you are done with some heavy lifting. Maybe you're done shoveling shit. Maybe you are done, like it's a relief. Like you are done with a burden of some kind. It's like, I put in the work and I'm done. I'm gonna go have fun now. Or I'm gonna, this would be great for incorporating like more fun into your daily life. Love that for you guys. And like I said, it's something that's like, it's letting go of some baggage since October the 2nd. Something psychological, something internal, something, you're really cleaning out your closet. So, like I said, even if you're not fully activated energetically, the average human is in a negative polarity. So they're just like receiving influence, everything, everywhere they look, they're being influenced, and they're just like, their electromagnetic energy is very weak. So, and a lot of the like mind readers that you see, some of them are legit, but not in the way that you think. Some of them will just, think of a number 1 through 10, and it's not that they're telepathically reading the other person's mind. It's that they're putting the number in that person's mind, and that person just starts to think of that number, and then they guess it correctly. I feel like you could probably do that without any training, but like, so that's why I'm saying, like, I feel like you just going on your internal Godfidence and just in your own natural Christ consciousness, God consciousness, I feel like you're going to be fine. Like, go forth and prosper. You know what I'm saying? Now, the other part of this full moon is another opposition with Mars and Pluto. I really see most Scorpios taking the lead on this. I really feel like you're saying something or publishing something, announcing something that takes a lot of burden off of you. Like I said, you're done making sacrifices. You're done shoveling shit. You're done with some drudgery that you've been doing like every day, you know. and whatever you're getting off your chest or whatever you're saying, it's like it's like breaking the internet. Like it's like really, you could go viral for something, or you could have like international success with something that you publish. If you're like a writer, if you're doing anything like that, this would be great for you. Like, put it up, throw it up there on all the international marketplaces, because that's also the 12th house. The 12th house is international revenue with this connection with Mars and Cancer in your 9th house. So you really want to go for it, like whatever that is. The moon connecting with Jupiter, let's see, in your 8th house. Ooh. Wow. Making the trine to the sun in Libra. This is like, you have such international, you could, if you, I don't know if you post, but like, you could have such international appeal. Put it up there, like go into, because they have different marketplaces for that stuff. Like, if you put something up, you could be, I knew someone that was like super famous, like in Iceland, and like all of Iceland like loved him. And so it's like, go for it. Like, you could be something that you're doing or saying or publishing has like an international appeal, and it's wildly lucratively successful with the trine. Easy. It just lines right up for you. But you really have to go on your Godfidence. It'll be, for you, the most important thing is you're done shoveling shit. And I'm talking any sacrifices. So if you've been dimming your light because brother so-and-so has a self-esteem issue, and feel the brighter you shine, the worse they feel. No. If you've been even like earning less money than your dad or your mom because you have a subconscious parental loyalty, and you've been like, whatever, I'm just pulling shit out of the air, but like whatever it is, like you're just done shoveling shit. So that could be on an emotional level, like as I described, or it could be on a very material level. Like, you could even be done with like a day job, or you could be done just doing something part of your everyday life that's like, you're done, and it frees your schedule up to do something else that's like way more fun. So the sextile to Jupiter in your 8th house, I love this because it says that you are kind of bonding, or at least just working really well with agents, managers, or your staff, coworkers, immediate supervisors. Or if you are having a peak moment in your day job, then this could be where, like, if you don't quit the day job or you don't quit the thing, it's just going to become easier, where you're not shoveling shit anymore. You're getting help from other people, and it's just going to be easier for you. But like I said, you really have to go on your inner confidence. And I feel like every Scorpio is just born that way. Like, you guys are just, what I like about Scorpios is that I'm big on integrity, okay? Our manifesto is 3 words: truth, love, and integrity. And Scorpios, what I love about Scorpios is that you people have an inner integrity with yourself. So it's not that you, for instance, that you don't cheat because you can't get away with it. You can. A Scorpio that chooses not to cheat is because they know, they have that self-integrity, where even if they can get away with it, they don't want to do that because they don't like how it makes them think about themselves. They have that self, you have your self-respect. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like you people. You have a good relationship with yourself. Good, you know how I say there's a public life, professional life, the personal life is friends and family. Then there's that private life. That's just you and you. That's what I'm talking about, that you really just got to stick to. That's like your Godfidence, that private life that you don't, no one get, don't let anyone in there. Like that's like the sacred ground, you know? And I feel like Scorpios just have like a richer, fertile private life than most people. Like even throughout time, like before TikTok, where we were able to share all this information and, you know, help people connect with other people, to help them connect with people, you know, like me, to help people connect with their, you know, higher self, even before all that. You know what I'm saying? Like it existed before all that. So Scorpios were able to do that and have that connection just like from birth. So I feel like this is going to be a little bit easier for you. Just go with that, in that private life. Like what is that saying? What is that inner voice saying? It's going to be, I feel like it's just going to be very clear for you, because like it always is. So for you, it's going to be you doing something or saying something or publishing something that other people around you, you're going to realize they don't fully support. They don't fully support you saying something. They don't fully support you publishing something, or maybe they don't support you when you say that you're done shoveling shit. If you were sacrificing for someone, this could be a very contentious time, because you are saying, I'm not shoveling this shit anymore. I'm done with this. I put in my karmic work. I did, you know, I did it already. So, you know, those people may come out and you may get that feedback from those people, but they were just the people that benefited from you kind of betraying yourself a little bit, or overgiving, or staying in something and shoveling shit way long after you were supposed to, or way longer than was like reasonable. You know, you may have betrayed a self boundary, you know, like that beautiful connection that I described that you have with yourself, like that private life. Maybe you did let someone in and they leveraged that against you. With this Jupiter going retrograde in Gemini, this could be very healing for bonding situations where you are more empowered to understand where that boundary is, enforce the boundary, and you have the courage of your convictions, of your beliefs. And, you know, so whatever you're doing, and honestly, the spirituality is really strong here. Like, I feel like you'll have such access to not only your Godfidence, but you will, they may be new people, but they're probably soul family in some way. But you do have access to people that could support your Godfidence. And they may come through your daily life, or the changes that you're making in your daily life, the changes you're making in your daily schedule. You may start to see different people every day. And it could be through those new people that you meet. I'm telling you right now, they're going to be independent. They're going to be, maybe some of them are like actual healers that you are availing their services. they don't have to be. They may even just be like wounded people that you're learning from them sharing their stories. And you may even be sharing something that was like a wound for you, or you may be, that may be part of your messaging, that you're sharing something that's been difficult, that you're sharing something that you've been shoveling some shit, or you're talking about a difficulty, or you're talking about something that's been laborious, you're talking about something that's been difficult, and it goes over very well. So, but I like the support from people. There is something about behind the scenes. So I feel like these people would be maybe people that you're not coming out with like publicly. Like if this Mars in Cancer and this beautiful grand water trine that you're involved in is super helpful for growing anything you want and kind of overhauling your mind and your belief systems and empowering you and stabilizing anything when it comes to romance, creativity, children, passion projects, creative businesses, creative passion projects, small businesses, and international success. But if any of it includes like spiritual people, or like healers or healing, like this could even be where there's like the solution to a problem with your daily life or your daily routines, or just like how you feel in the moment to moment, day to day, or like who you're seeing day to day. They, but they wouldn't be people that you are like trotting out and availing their services like publicly. These would be people that, like, some of them could just be people, like if this is you availing the services of someone, maybe they're like a guru, mentor, guide, yoga instructor, foreigner, professor, anyone like that. I feel like it would just be like very behind the scenes. So there's like one part of this where you're people that are supporting you in your Godfidence and you acting with your Godfidence kind of more behind the scenes, which is befitting for you guys, because it's just, that's how you move, okay? How you roll. And then there's another part of this where you're like done shoveling shit and you're like done with the day job, or you're done just like with some kind of, yeah, just some kind of obligation. You know, you're something's up already, and it frees you up. It frees up your schedule. It frees up, you know, or there's a climax happening with that change that maybe you are instigating in your life, where it's finally like a really healing change that you have been wanting and needing for your daily life. And it's changing in a way that opens up a lot of freedom for you. And it's very, like I said, very healing. So it looks a lot of fun, maybe restful, maybe restorative, and like I said, very positive for growing anything you want to grow. And I see help behind the scenes for you. So I would say just communicate very mindfully is what I would say. With Pluto at the end of Capricorn, you don't need to speak very strongly to get your point across. Like your words are just like, in your communications, and even communications related projects, if there's contracts right now, they're like, if you're doing anything contractual, like from this October 2nd to October the 17th, this could be very long-term, serious, and be generational wealth for you guys. And the way that you're changing your mind and changing your beliefs could have the same effect on your lineage, like spiritually. Like this could be like super big money for you, but also increasing the value of like a spiritual inheritance for your progeny. Listen to me. Okay. Love you guys. Take very good care. Have a wonderful full moon. And if you are ready to, honestly, like I said, you already have such a great, I think, like Godfidence, that you're probably already ready to start moving shit around with your mind or something. But if you want to try and just like have fun, we have a 7-day free trial over on Patreon. And it's more of how I've heard it described, and how I'm describing it to you guys here is activating yourself from out of like the negative polarity where you're just receiving influence and just like receiving and being spoon-fed reality, and you're activating your positive polarity where you are affecting reality, kind of like with your electromagnetic energy field, which is probably pretty strong to begin with. So love you guys. Take very good care. Have a lovely full moon. Look forward to probably like a much more fun daily life. Oh, I didn't even do the negative breakdown. If this is a negative, if this is manifesting negatively, a health breakdown. See, I'm always so caught up in my favoritism for you people. If it's more on the side that you are averse to, it's a health breakdown that's forcing you to take care of a health issue that you've been maybe avoiding, or that you are ashamed of, or that you feel really awkward about. This is like pushing you and forcing you to take care of it and take care of the situation. And this could be a mental health or physical health or spiritual health breakdown. So whatever it is, it's just going to show you exactly which one it is. And again, you would be availing services of people from behind the scenes, hiring doctors for physical things behind the scenes, hiring spiritual people, but again, behind the scenes, hiring mental health professionals, but again, behind the scenes. And something about this, like health diagnosis, or, you know, on whatever level this is happening, is changing your mind, and it's forcing the change of your world beliefs. It's challenging the change, challenging you to change your world beliefs, and challenging you to change your mind and how you communicate. So that can come through, maybe your staff is revolting against you. I don't know. Like maybe you get injured on the job, at the day job. I don't know. So 6 to 8. Okay. But yeah, if it's in a way that's very averse to you, you're probably, with your two rulers opposing, you're probably just going to get into a mental obsession about it and get really, like, it's going to seize your consciousness, and you're going to not be able to stop thinking about it. And it's going to be really hard and very compulsive for you to break out of that. And so you could either be hyper focusing on the problem, like the health problem, mental health, physical health, spiritual health, and for, you know, like it could be a little bit like the reality just looks like, what is going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? And like sort of like spiraling, and then you really should take a break and really like just take a step back from everything. Or like I said, it could be a culmination of positive energy flowing through all these beautiful, lucky areas of your life because you've been going on your Godfidence, because you've been already listening to your intuition, because you've already been spiritualized. But if any of that has been false, if any of it has been performative, then this is going to show you where your thinking and beliefs were proven incorrect and got off course. Whatever it is, it's going to catalyze spiritual development. I know it doesn't sound glamorous, but okay, I'm rambling. Love you so much. Take very good care. Have a wonderful full moon. And thank you so much for taking up the Scorpio mantle of consciousness. Until our next time together, many beautiful blessings, my loves, upon all of you beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah. Hello, my lovely Sagittariuses, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs. Welcome, willkommen to your full moon in Aries, which is going to be in a beautiful flow to your Sagittarius placements happening on the 17th of October. This is going to wrap up a cycle going back from April the 8th of this year, but also a couple weeks ago, October the 2nd. It's in your 5th house. So, you know, this is some action that you're going to need to take when it comes to your children and healing your relationships with your children or your inner child. If you're feeling super insecure or cringy about something, or a small business maybe going through some issues or growing pains, and you will need to go on your Godfidence with this, because the sun in Libra and your friends, groups, associations honestly, they may or may not be helpful. You could have arguments with them about the direction of a creative project, or you could be feeling possessive, or like, it really depends how spiritualized you've been up until this point. Like, you're either going to feel super healed, that you are able to express yourself or able to have a wonderful relationship with your children or a romantic partner or a creative passion project, or most importantly, that you have a wonderful relationship with your inner child. Or if you haven't been doing any of that, or if any of your spirituality has been performative, then this could have you feeling so awkward and insecure and not good enough, not creative enough, not sparkly enough. And you have a little meltdown about it, and no one's feeling sympathetic. You may feel like no one is sympathetic to you. With the sun in Libra in your 11th house, you could feel like your friends are more like go along to get along, like they're there for you when things are like not serious. But when you're having like a creative crises, or you're going through a breakup, and they're just like, oh, so you could be feeling that. And especially because this is really agitated, or activated, I should say, by the opposition between Mars and Cancer in your 8th house of intimacy and what you share with others, opposing Pluto and Capricorn, your 7th and your 2nd house of your self-esteem, your self-worth, but also your finances. So I would say it may not be the best time to ask to borrow money, or this could be a huge strain if you've already borrowed money, or if you've already enmeshed with anybody like in an unhealthy way. This could be when they separate from you, or you separate from them. And you may separate from friends, groups, communities, associations, creative collaborators. And it could be because of different values, different visions, different creative visions, different goals. And it could even be over money. It could even be over, someone could just feel like they put more in than the other person, or someone could feel like they need to separate for, how do I put this? Like, if there's anything simmering under the surface, if there's passive aggressive energy under the surface, I feel like you already know what this would be. Then this would just be the break. This would be like the moment when it happens. So, like I said, this could make you be feeling like abandoned. This could make you, but like you will have need to have already had some Godfidence. So you'll have to do something to make yourself feel better. This, on my TikTok, I have, scroll down, it's how to heal yourself. Oh no, it's heal your inner child in 7 minutes. Watch that to start. And then on YouTube, hop onto YouTube, go to my channel. You're subscribed already, right? Come and do, what's it called? How to heal and move on. Plug it in, how to heal and move on my channel. Then watch that video and start. Even if you haven't started yet, start now, because you're going to need it. Okay. So on the other hand, if you've already been doing it, if you've already been doing inner child healing, this is a lovely moment for Sagittariuses to like come out with a creative work or creative passion project. And you really need to listen to your inner Godfidence and act and hit the publish button and upload the video, because other people may not get it. Other people may not understand, or like get your art, or understand your art, or want you to express yourself this way. Or for some of you, this is even sexuality, where other people got a problem with it. I mean, it's not their sexuality, so I don't know why they would, but maybe they do, whatever. And you'll have to go to that and say, well, don't know what to tell you, so be prepared for that. And this could even be issues with your romantic partners, creative collaborators, friends, groups, associations. Like I said, over the values or sexuality. You know, you go back and forth with your ex and your friends are exhausted and they're like, I can't, I cannot care anymore. I just can't, you know? Now, if this is a little bit more on the positive, like I said, there's something that you are sharing with the world, that you know, a creative thing that you were insecure to do this before, but now you're like, I'm just going to go for it and I'm just going to do it. And it could be that you are, I mean, be careful, because you could be so into it that you're trying to seize your money and leverage something someone else has, whether it's their money, their time, their efforts, their opinion, their resources, and you're trying to, and from your friends groups and associations or social media, and you're trying to leverage all of that for your passion project. So don't go too hard with that. Don't be too aggressive with that. You really want to, yes, use your inner confidence, but really think about what they're getting out of it too. Because that Mars in your eighth could be super passive aggressive and moody and resentful, and things are simmering on their side and on your side. So don't try to keep people close to you through shame, guilt, fear, owingness, enmeshment, smothering. That's going to blow up. Don't do that. And now you have help from the sextile to Gemini. So this is very much connected with other people, clients, if you have a service-based business or partners. It's also making a beautiful trine, that Jupiter in Gemini making a trine to the sun in Libra. So there are people involved in all of this. So like I said, it could be a wonderful coming together for Sagittariuses, where you are partnering with other people to express yourself, or maybe this is just partnering with your partner about a goal for your children and about your children, and something is happening where maybe it's your children taking up this transit. They could have an illness that they come down with, or they could have an ailment. Maybe you're trying to figure it out as early as April. Maybe it started in April or October the 2nd, around there. And it could be that it's happening where you and your partner are seizing your financial assets and resources to pay for something to heal the child or the children. And it's changing the future that you're seeing for this child, or the goals for the family, or something like that. But it's like, at least work with that other person or the right collaborators that are also getting the same downloads as you, as far as what to do with the children or about the children, or where to take this creative passion project, or, you know, expressing yourself and them expressing themselves, is working together for a common goal. And that's going to be working the best for you guys. But, you know, in any case, whether this is like, you know, values or something financial is happening with the friends, groups, associations, and the children, the creative passion projects, it's your catalyst opportunity to put yourself first in the appropriate way, in the right way. When you fill your own cup, then you can be so effective and work with anybody. Sagittariuses are supposed to be able to talk to anybody from any walk of life, from any social bracket, from any financial background, from any corner of the world, from any language, from any planet pretty soon. Like, you people are supposed to literally be able to talk to anyone, work with anyone, get along with anyone, and you are lucky that way. So because this could either be so polarizing with other people, this full moon, you need to look and see if you've been filling that cup first, or if you've been self-sabotaging and not taking care of that inner child, which you may kind of realize if you feel really awkward or cringy or abandoned or left out, or not as sparkly or creative, or you know what I'm saying? So if it's like that, then that's what that is. Okay, and if you're ready to activate and come out of the negative polarity where you're being spoon-fed reality, you know, everyone has a very undeveloped electromagnetism where everyone's being like so influenced by every little thing, and like they're it's just like yeah. So if you're ready to dip your toe in the water of energy mastery, where you switch on the positive polarity and you are in control of the reality you are projecting from the inside out, controlling your reality, join us. I invite you to join us. There's a 7-day free trial, and yeah, scroll through the post, see what appeals to you, what you're guided towards, and then you'll really have some fun. then you'll really be rocking and rolling. Yeah. Okay, I love you guys. Have a great full moon, and thank you so much for taking up the Sagittarius mantle of consciousness. Until our next time together, my loves, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. I love the Capricorn, sun signs. I almost said sun signs, brothers and sisters. Sun signs, moon signs, rising signs, my Capricorn brothers and sisters. Welcome. This is going to be such a sigh of relief and so much healing for us. Now, we are one of the signs, we're one of the cardinal signs where this is going to like light every area, major area of our life up like a little pinball machine. Okay. So it's like we are in the driver's seat. We have Pluto on our sign. So we're going to be okay no matter what. We have the sun in Libra in our professional space. Also, if you're a parent, you as a parent. If you're married, you as a spouse. There's Mars right across from us in Cancer, our partners. It's like, and then we have the full moon in Aries at the bottom of our chart, home and hearth and kith and kin. And they're all screaming for attention. Everybody needs us at the same time. We have needs. Career has needs. Other partners need us. The home needs us. Like it's all at the same time. Think back to April the 8th of this year. This is wrapping up a cycle that goes as far back as the solar eclipse in Aries. This also wraps up this lunar cycle from the solar eclipse in Libra, October the 2nd. And it's happening in our 4th house of home and hearth and kith and kin, roommates, family members, soul family. And honestly, I love looking at this from this lens as a Capricorn, because this is going to provide so much healing when we could have been feeling very destabilized or insecure, either about family situations, ancestral baggage, even living situations as far back, even as far back as 2019. You know, when Chiron first entered here, it could have been sort of, think about your relationships with your family members since 2019, okay? Stressful, wounded, painful. That's when I stopped talking to my family. It's a huge part of my, like that whole side of my family. And that hurt. That was painful. And they all turned on me. They literally, it was in October of 2018 that I saw it. I'm like, oh God, I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy shit. But they turned on me. And I was like, oh my God, like I can't, there's no way that I can live my life like this. Like with, what's it like enemies inside, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, this is like, I'm not down with this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there could have been so much war and anger and strife and hurt feelings and all kinds of mishigas with the family from maybe since 2019, but this is really more so speaking to since April the 8th and since like the last couple of weeks. But for some of you, just like keep that in the back of your mind. And so this is going to bring some kind of healing to a family situation where, and it's very private. That's what I like about this too, is that it's very internal, it's very private. And this is like the private life. So whether or not it has anything to do with your family members, us as Capricorns, we are going to feel so relieved on a private level. Remember how I talk about it? The public life is professional, our professional associations and alliances, and what we do professionally as our communities see us and how we're known in the public eye. Then there's our personal life, which is friends and family. And then there's the private life, where it's just you and your intuition. It's you and your Godfidence, you and your higher self, spirit guides, and maybe ancestors, but it's just you. You don't let anyone in there. It's just you. And so this is what I love about this full moon for us, is that we're going to be feeling such a sigh of relief on that private level that we're just going to feel so relieved. And so I'm honestly just like really looking forward to it, because this could be, now because everything else is like being activated, Capricorn, you will need to take some kind of action, take some kind of healing action with family members, having a conversation or like doing something, approaching something, maybe even with a personal issue. It's like whatever has made you feel kind of insecure or like not so confident in being brave in a family situation or in a home situation, this is where resources are coming in. This is where something about that is triggering. It's like you taking this action, you doing this thing, going on your Godfidence. You have to, but like really, you really have to have a wonderful like relationship with yourself. And you really need to have like a good, for some of you, like a relationship with God or spirit, universe, whatever you want to call it. If you go on your Godfidence and take the action that is so healing for you to take, it has to feel good for you personally. Other people may not understand. They just might not get it. And this could lead to real showdowns with other people where you're like, listen, I got to do this because this is what feels right to me. And this is to yourself. It's like, this is my Godfidence. You have to take action. You have to do something that is from the seat of emotional security. If you're doing anything that you're not emotionally secure about, it's not going to work. You have to have the Godfidence to do this. And the people that do not support you in you acting on your Godfidence are going to be very clear. It's going to be very clear. And they're going to, now for some, this could be because it's like professional. So if you post on the internet, it's like maybe something goes viral and it brings in a lot of haters and it brings in a lot of hate comments, and that Mars in the 7th house, maybe it's not like a partner or a spouse or like someone like that that's opposing you. Maybe it's like the hate comments and like the public that's like, challenging something. But you really need to do this because like I said, if you do this with, it's like a house of cards. If you do something that doesn't feel good for you emotionally, that feels like bad or makes you feel bad about yourself or makes you feel icky or makes you feel like you're the bad guy or makes you feel like you are, yeah, I actually like that. With Pluto in our sign, we're the powerful ones. So if you misuse your power in these last 30 days, I'm not even going to talk about it. So you really want to talk with God, pray, or be very spiritual or increase your spiritual like education or something, and make sure that you're going in that kind of alignment. And it's very much like helping you overcome some kind of ancestral baggage. I feel like your ancestors will be very proud of you at this time. And like it could, like I said, be very healing to a family issue, to a home issue, or to anything that's emotional for you. So for some of you, it could be healing mother wounds. It could be healing feminine wounds or healing like any women or feminine issues, whether these would probably be, if they're not your family, they're your soul family. that it could be women or just feminine issues being worked out with other people at this time that are just making you feel so much more secure and so steady. You know, it's helping to empower you, it's helping to steady you, it's helping you to feel emotionally confident, emotionally Godfident. Let me put it that way, emotionally Godfident. So don't worry about anyone that doesn't get it, because they're not in your private life. They're either in your personal life, they're a family member or a friend, or they're in your public life. They're people you work with, or how your community knows you, your constituents know you, how your public knows you, but they're not in your private life, which is just you. So if they don't get it, they don't get it, and that's okay. They don't have to get it, but you have to be Godfident. Okay? I know. But yeah, now you have resources, you have help coming from Jupiter in Gemini in your 6th house of daily work, daily routine. It's also your health. It's also people that work for you, like staff, co-worker. It could be like a day job or a side hustle, co-workers, managers, immediate supervisors. It could, if you're in a role where you work for somebody else, it's your role as like a representative or an agent or a manager. But because it's connecting so positively to the full moon in your 4th house, you could even have such a healing sigh of relief when it comes to tenancies and rentals. If you do anything like Airbnb, or if you had a roommate situation that was really awkward, or if you have rental issues, this is like wonderful. It could even be starting, you could start to see the effects of this full moon as early as Tuesday, the 15th of October. So this is like help and support coming in from that area. So again, that's like a health house. So it's like emotional health, emotional well-being, feeling so much better about something that could have been like wounded or insecure, or if you've had, this could also help you, how would I put this? Because the 6th house is a house of service and it's connecting really strongly here, I wouldn't be surprised if Capricorns are expanding rental properties. I want to buy my building. So I feel like for me, I might be able to buy my building. I mean, I say my build, it's not my building. You know what I'm saying? But like, so for me, I'm like, this full moon, I'm like, do I get to buy my building? Do I get to buy the building? So, you know, but it could be like helpful for anything that you're trying to do with rentals, tenancies, and like, you know, anything like that. Jupiter from the 6th house is also making a beautiful, easy flow, easy trine to the sun in Libra at the top of your chart in the 10th house. So anything that you would be doing, any changes that you're making in the family life, rentals, tenancies, roommates, Airbnb, buying and selling property, moving, relocating, it's so good and helpful, and maybe even facilitated through a career achievement or career gains or a change in your public status. You know, something is going on publicly that is so helpful to your daily life and the tendencies and and also for some of you, it could be your staff that's helping you to support a career goal or ambition, or an agent representative helping to support a career ambition. And both, and any of these things can help you feel so much better emotionally, or help you make a home dream come true. Maybe you're buying a home, selling a home, renting out a room, or healing things with your family, or maybe it's just a parental thing and you're doing family healing, family therapy, whatever. But the flow from the full moon and the sun to Jupiter in that 6th house, which is opposed to the mental health house, and then this is happening in I just see Capricorns just like, oh, thank God. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, thank God. You know, like go forth in your confidence. because I feel like it's just, you're going to feel so much better. It's all going to like coalesce where you could have a career achievement. You could have so much healing in your family life as a spouse, spousal healing, where, let's see, if this is spousal healing, it's because, okay, so but it would be because of feeling so much better about maybe the home or career or public status, daily life, staff, agent manager, relocating, whatever all of that is, that's culminating and revealing itself at the full moon, that's happening. It necessitates a revolutionary change with these relationships, with these one-to-one relationships. So that could help that relationship maritally, where you are saying like, okay, we got through all of this and this is amazing. What can we do now? Maybe, maybe you and your partner are buying property, selling property. And because of what's happening there, it frees you up to like do something else. Or like maybe you want to buy something else, buy a parcel. Maybe you want to leverage, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but that is facilitated through what's going on. And so the relationship, and if it's not marital, it's a business connection where maybe you're relocating because of a professional achievement, or something's happening professionally that you are relocating, and something about that relocation is so healing for you. Maybe you're finding your true home somewhere, or you are, making, you're selling your property, you're buying a property, and it's through these partnerships though. It's through the quality of these relationships. So for you, Capricorn, all of your partnerships, you guys need to be very like working so well together, because it's very powerful energy. And like you and your partner could both be very powerful. Like that partner has like a one-track mind. With Mars and Cancer about to go retrograde, they're going to be focused on like one thing. Okay. And so this is a time where Capricorn needs to work with only the partners that take care of themselves emotionally. I only see this stressful for Capricorns if you have a partner that's like codependent, or like, really fraught with like nerves and stuff. This is going to be a helpful full moon for that. But it's maybe they're worried that you can't sell the house, and you sell the house this full moon, you sell the house, but now they're worried about something else. Now they're worried about something else. And you're like, oh. So you may feel better about, okay, we sold the house, but my partners now they're about something else. That's all, So you will probably be focusing on helping your partner feel better if they're really like that, but you have the support of Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. So you have like professional people, and those are going to be like the best relationships, the ones that are professional, that they have those boundaries. They have, maybe it's a contractual agreement, and all the expectations are clearly demarcated. That's really where we shine. And I love that. I just love that. I love talking about relationships and organizing everything. And I love when people tell me like what do they need from me? What do we, when I have a client session, we have client sessions, like it's very much like, how am I going to be of service? I need to know what your needs are so I can, do it. And so those professional alliances are where you're going to shine. And we're just the sign of professionalism. And so you like literally go on your Godfidence this entire month. I mean, always, always go on your Godfidence, but it's going to be even more important right now, because you are still in the process of overhauling your entire identity, and it's not done yet. And you overhauling your identity and changing how you see yourself is going to change your relationships. your family relationships, your intimate partnerships, your client relationships, your professional relationships, your professional status. So we have a lot of power right now. Capricorn, you need to use the power for good. You need to recognize when other people are being passive aggressive. Okay, if you're locked into power struggles, that's not the relationship for you. You need to step back. Only Sith Lords deal in absolutes, okay? And like, we're trying to just live to die another day here, you know what I'm saying? So like, use your boundaries appropriately. Have the battle out in the moment with people. Try to resolve things in the moment if people are, and then, it's a thing, so there could be, honestly, there could also be a lot of professional demands on us at this time. This is the season that I am like the most busiest, so I wouldn't be surprised if, and because this is such a healer full moon, oh, that's right. So if you work from home, if you're a writer, this is like, or if you post from home, if you, any kind of work from home job, writing, posting, social media, rentals, if your only job is having a roommate, and it's like, there could just be some influx. There could be heightened activity in and through the home where you're just getting a lot of work and you're working from home a lot. Maybe you're relocating and working a lot, like it's, or you're moving from the office to the home, or you're moving less from the home and you're doing in the office. Maybe you know what I'm saying? So it's like, this could be a very busy time professionally. All of the different types of relationships, professional, personal, and your private relationship with yourself, they're all highlighted. They all have needs. So Capricorn, you really just need to take the time to spiritualize, to meditate, just figure out what your Godfidence is telling you, and then act on it. That's it. You will be able to deal with other people in your life, and you will be able to be self-possessed, professional, even with family members. Like, I remember that was one of the things, that was one of the bristly things where sometimes I'm just a little bit too professional, but like, but with like decorum and I look at it as like, I'm just respecting you. I'm just showing you respect. Like, I'm just respecting you, but like, that's all you have to do. Like, you'll deal with everything else. This is a full moon in your 4th house of your private life. So as long as you just tune in to what your intuition is saying and then back it up with Godfidence, maybe you need to pray on it, sleep on it, or I don't know, whatever you need to do, you're going to be fine. You're going to be a-okay, because there's people there, and like, whether they're clients or, the spouse or professional people, like they need you for something. So all you need to do is take care of yourself and you're going to be fine. I love you, Capricorns. Take very, very good care, my loves. And if you're ready to take the next step in human evolution and have a multi-sensory, unique experience in energy mastery, everyone else, your average human, is unactivated and they're in the negative polarity where they're just being influenced by everything, being spoon-fed reality. If you're ready to activate yourself into the positive polarity and be very conscious about the reality that you project from within and change your reality, I invite you to join us on the Patreon. It is 7-day free trial. Scroll the videos, see what you are guided towards. There's videos, there's PDFs, there's downloads, there's meditations, there's memes, there's a lot up there. So yeah, we'd love to have you. And thank you so much, my Capricorn brothers and sisters. Honestly, everyone needs a Capricorn in their life. Every single one needs. I am so, so grateful for all of the Capricorns in my life. Oh my God, I pray and I'm grateful. Thank you, sweet baby Jesus. Like, thank you so much. Thank you, Capricorn, for taking up the Capricorn mantle of consciousness. Thank you so much. Take very good care. Have a wonderful, happy, heart-filling full moon. And until our next time together, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful 𝚑𝚎𝚎𝚗𝚎. My microphone died. And then I had to wait for Zoom to convert the video. And it was taking long and I had a bad feeling. I've been doing this video for 3 hours. Oh my God. So we're back from a refreshing break. Hello, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Risings. Welcome, 𝚑𝚘𝚗𝚕𝚎, to our Aries full moon in our third house of communication and speaking. Maybe you're going to be making 3 hours long videos. I don't know. Okay, so this is happening I'm an Aquarius moon and an Aquarius Mercury. That's my Aquarius badge, my alien badge. Okay, so it's happening in our third house of thinking and communication with Chiron. So this could be speaking to wounding mentally in communications as far back as 2019. But this speaks more to April the 8th of this year, and then these 2 weeks from October the 2nd. So you are probably going to have very healing conversations and communications. You will probably need to act based off of what you hear. This could be news coming in. It could be informed by augmenting beliefs. This is a really pivotal moment for you because it's highlighting Pluto and Capricorn. Now, I'm calling this video Acting with Godfidence. And you are one of the signs that if you are out of alignment, it will hit you like a ton of bricks. Like it's really gonna smack you upside the consciousness, okay? So you will have to have already been spiritualized, already been following your intuition, already having a relationship with your higher self, spirit guides, angels, God, like whatever, to have a good full moon and to have a good one, okay? And even if you're not like super spiritual, at least just following your intuition and wanting to be a good person. You have to want to do the right thing. You have to want to be a good person. You have to want to overcome hard feelings instead of focusing on manipulating and orchestrating and making everything fit your beliefs and making changes to other people and situations and circumstances to fit to your feelings. You have to want growth. You have to want to be a good person. You have to want to care about other people. You have to want to cultivate a good intuition. Because if not, or if your intuition or spirituality has been performative, this is going to be hard. It's going to be painful. Let me start with the positive. Okay. So based off the communication based off your Godfidence, you will be needing to act, maybe even change neighborhoods, maybe even move on a communications related endeavor. So this could be writing, speaking, maybe even teaching or educating or sharing your wisdom, sharing your knowledge, because it's reflecting the light of the sun in Libra in your 9th house of belief systems and morality and integrity and yeah, basically how you process your life and how that fits into and how that like created your philosophy. So, creating your life philosophy based off of like an easy life or a traumatic life and like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, forms how you see your life and life in general, life for other people too. So you need to go and act on your Godfidence. And what you're speaking to other people needs to be healing words. It needs to be life affirming. You need to be like encouraging other people's independence and communicating in respect for your own independence, your own sovereignty, your own rights, your own bravery. You know, if you're doing something, if you're writing something, if you're saying something, it's going to be very you-shaped and very unique to you. And it will reflect your bigger beliefs. So if there's any, if you're cross-watching for any Aquariuses and they're just like verbally abusive at this time, that reflects a really corrupted sense of integrity and a corrupted belief system. So, but this could be a culminating moment for you where you're bringing something home, maybe with a blog or with a writing project, a communications related project, maybe even like a marketing or an international project or something you're getting going there. And it's just fruiting, it's coming to fruition, it's a success, and it's healing, it's making you feel whole again with your self-expression and how you communicate. So we're supposed to be like ahead of the curve. So this could be where people catch up to us and really understand what we're saying and get it, you know, and that to be understood could be so healing for us. Like, oh my God, you get it. Oh, you get it. Oh my God, you know, instead of just feeling like alienated, like nobody gets it. Nobody gets it. You know, it could be so healing that like we're speaking and what we're conveying, which the word convey, the etymological background is like to carry water from one spot to another spot. So when we're conveying something, we're taking something inside of ourselves and we're trying to put it into somebody else. Like to understand, maybe you get it, you know. So this could be so healing where we're having like a conversation or we're just, you know, in a communications, something where we're having that conversation and someone else just gets it. And we could feel so seen and so appreciated. And that it's going to feel good. It could feel like amazing. What you say, what you are writing, what you're doing, if there's something happening in your neighborhood, this could even be the end of you being in a certain neighborhood or in a certain location, and you're moving on to a different neighborhood, or there can even be some wounding in your area. I literally, when I was waiting for this, I'm going to clip it all together, but when I was waiting for it to finish processing, I was on TikTok and I saw this news report of in Chicago, they found a head in a box, a decapitated head in a box, and it's like a mile away from me. So, I mean, I'm not like phased or anything. This is Chicago, and I'm born, bred, fed Chicago. So I got that Midwestern strength to me and the manners. So I'm not concerned about myself or anything like that. But, you know, there could be pain in your neighborhood happening. You know, there could be a veterans parade. I don't know, something. But you need to think positive thoughts. You need to think pure thoughts. You need to think, like I said in the very beginning for you, like you just, for you, this full moon, you just need to want to think independently and healthy, and you need to want integrity. You need to want to think more positive. You just need to want it. And then you can do it. And if you can do that, this is going to be very positive for you. And it's going to like change your consciousness and your day and maybe your neighborhood and your daily life and maybe traveling for some of you, you know, so it's like a change in perspective that is healing for you and supports you and supports your mental health, supports your physical health, helps you feel safer, helps you feel protected, helps you feel like I'm looking at the Pluto-Mars opposition from your 12th house of secrets, sorrows, self-undoing, but also miracles, spirituality, psychic ability, God consciousness, and secret benefactors from behind the scenes, and also behind the scenes projects and things that you are doing behind the scenes. Opposing Mars in Cancer in your 6th house of health, daily work, rituals, routines, agents, managers, staff, coworkers, immediate supervisors, people that are of service to you, or if you are of service to others, that's where that is. And so on the positive side, this could be a really big message, like a really big communication or a change up. Something is shared with you, is revealed to you through any one of those kinds of people, or through mentors, teachers, and guides, or you may be the mentor, teacher, guru, guide sharing your message, and it kicks everything off. And it could land you in a really bright spot that empowers your psychic work. If you're doing any, for me, I'm really looking forward to this because it's psychic work. You could be talking to dead people. You could start talking to dead people in the last 30 days of Pluto and Capricorn in your 12th house. So I like this for successful communications related endeavors, success with any kind of higher publishing or marketing or getting messages out. I love this for posting, if you post on the internet or on social media. And I also love this for, like, this could be like if you're doing any of that and finding success with it, it's like you have maybe a very powerful benefactor behind the scenes working to help you, or like a representative or staff that's like really helping you, get all this done. Or this full moon brings them into your life and you have this like asset, so it could be really wonderful, like a wonderful breakthrough moment for any Aquarius sun moon risings that are speakers, writers, publishers, marketers, teachers, educators, travelers, or if traveling is at all part of this, this is very encouraging for travel. And it could be kind of anything. Like you could be changing your neighborhood. You could be going really far away, like across the planet. You could just be going out of state, or like all of it's lit up with the third house, the ninth house, and the 12th house. It could be, you can be going kind of anywhere with that. And the change of scenery or the change of neighborhood could also be very inspiring in addition to being very healing. Whatever you're doing though, whatever you're, if there's news, if whatever news that you're acting on, it will need to come from your spiritual strength and your Godfidence. So I'm going to talk about the negative now. Okay. If you are not spiritual, or if your spirituality has been performative, or your goodwill is performative, or your world beliefs are superficial, this could be a mental breakdown, a breakdown in your health, a breakdown in your mental health. And it's going to be because you cannot control something. Something has gotten messy, spiraled out of your control, and you have been more focused on getting your way externally as opposed to spiritualizing yourself and cultivating Godfidence and cultivating spirituality and cultivating self-mastery and controlling yourself. For some people, this could be like prison. I don't want, not everybody, but like there's some kind of timeout, or it's almost like I never thought this could happen. Like you could be really blindsided by something that it was there. It's been there. The truth was there. You were just at a disservice because you got what you wanted, or you were able to manipulate things up to a point, and that hurts you and that hinders you because it doesn't give you the growth experience. And so now that it's not there, now that it's all falling through, you're realizing with that Pluto in the 12th house how you've self-sabotaged, how you get in your own way. And you could really step in at this full moon. So you just want to be very responsible with your communications. Like I said, make it very you need to want, but you need to want it. You need to want to be like a positive person. You need to want to think the best of people, for instance. You need to want to, otherwise this could, like I said, be very confrontational for you with what energies work against you. Like what about yourself is your own undoing, your own self-sabotaging. And it could, instead of like a health thing, it could just force you to make sacrifices for this next like 8.5 months. You know, it could just, like the communications or the news or, you know, whatever is kind of culminating, maybe even what you're seeing like in the media or on the news could make you feel like very disempowered, and you kind of spiral about it, you know? So, okay, back to the bright side. So the full moon does sextile Jupiter in Gemini in your 5th house. And that Jupiter in Gemini does trine the sun in Libra in your 9th house. And this could create a grand air trine for any of your Aquarius placements by degree, but definitely by sign. So it's time to change your mind. It's time to elevate your mind. It's time to broaden your perspective. And, you know, on the bright side, this should be so exciting for Aquariuses that you're going to learn new things and explore, possibly through your children or through traveling, through creative self-expression, or it's forced upon you. Your child is doing something that you don't understand, and you haven't had to really confront this until like right now, like in the forceful way, like the universe is forcing you to deal with this. So that's why I'm saying, like, when Pluto moves into Aquarius, it's going to be the people that stayed true to themselves and cultivated their spiritual Godfidence that are going to be the new like superstars. Those people are going to be like cool. The people that just like that have like a personal sense of integrity. And with Aquarius, you people go like one of two ways. You're either the alien weirdo like me that just is so different, and like even on set when I was doing like acting stuff, I always had astrology books. There's so much waiting time on set. So I was still like weird. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you either are who you are and just accept it, or you guys totally sell out and get totally materialistic. Like Capricorns. Capricorns either go spiritual or they completely sell their fucking souls. You guys are both ruled by Saturn. So these are like consequences you never escape. So that's the etymological history of karma. It just means, the Sanskrit is action. So this isn't like I would say just be very self-responsible. Like just meet it, whatever it is, head on. If something is catalyzing and forcing a change in your perspective, meet it head on with dignity. You know, be a stand-up person and say, okay, I got to figure this out. I have to take my licks. I got to, you know, accept it. And I have to, you know what I'm, you know, like have some just like dignity about it. Like, all right, I'm going to learn a lesson here. You know what I'm saying? Like perspective for you is reality. And it's so important because whatever your perspective is, that's going to be it. And so you're either going to be like ruminating and like obsessing about something that you cannot change, or you're going to be a harbinger of change. You're going to be catalyzing change for other people. You're going to be expanding other people's minds through what you're saying, what you're doing. And you may be the first to do it. You may be a pioneer to do it. It's Aries, it's brave. It's the first. So it's kind of polarizing for you guys. And that Pluto and Capricorn, that could be powerful people or a powerful person helping you through something, or just helping you in general behind the scenes. Or it could be you having to realize how you are your own worst enemy. Or if you're just like obsessing about something, you could literally think that people are out to get you. You could think that maybe people that are trying to just be honest with you and help you with a perspective change, you could feel betrayed by them and like, oh, now you're against me. Like you could just, so if you're cross-watching for an Aquarius and they're like unhinged at this full moon, use the Mars in Cancer to put up a boundary with them and let them be with themselves, because you have other things to focus on. Aquarius, you need to use Mars in Cancer to have boundaries with your daily life. What your maybe you need to work out. Maybe you need to start working out. I know I need to start working out, but like I want to be in shape for, not for the apocalypse, but like I just feel like I just anyway, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like your energy is needing to be very like concentrated. And if you concentrate it on negative things, that's just going to be bad for you. And you're just going to be like miserly. So whatever the perspective changes, just go with it and try to tap into your intuition, cultivate the Godfidence. Because I see support here for you. There's mentors, gurus, guides, there's foreigners, there's people that are very different from you that can help spiritualize you, that could help you connect with your, maybe this is a therapist, maybe this is therapy, maybe it's spiritual services, maybe it's tarot readers, maybe it, you know, it could be yoga teacher people, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, or maybe a professor or something like that. And it's connecting with Jupiter in the fifth. Your children could help you connect with these people. But if you're resistant to it, and if you're all like, you know, then they're not going to want to talk to you. If you go into it with like a very closed mind, or you have a bad vibe, like, you know, it's like, so that's why I'm saying, like, if you have like an Aquarius in your life that's like freaking out, they're kind of in their own little prison, and you just, the butterfly. Do not break the Aquarius out of the cocoon. They need to break themselves out of the cocoon. Otherwise, they're just going to be, you're creating like a false sense of security, and then the come down is harder. Especially the older people get. So yeah. Back to the positive. So if you're the one, you know, publishing something or speaking something or sharing something, this Pluto in your 12th opposing Mars in the 6th, I see you seizing your daily life and making very drastic changes. So it's like an email comes in, it's a college that wants to fly you out to speak on something that you're an expert on, and they're going to pay for everything, and it's going to be wonderful, la-di-da. And but you gotta hop on a plane in like a day or two, and you're like, oh my God. Then you're like seizing control of your daily life and making some very big changes to avail this opportunity that comes in through writing, publishing, speaking, orator, marketing, you know, whatever this happens to be. So I do see some kind of changes that you're like making some, like, for me, I'm probably going to do big surprise psychic work, spiritual work. So, because I want to do more of that. I just want to do like telekinesis and like screenwriting all day, but like, here we go. You know, I have to do these videos. I post twice a day on TikTok. I post every day on Patreon. I try to do at least one video a week on YouTube, and I would love to do more on YouTube. So it's like, you know, we have to prioritize here. So I do see some kind of seizing of your day and having to really just like narrow down the priorities. And so this is going to be very much driven by your mental state and your spiritual state. So you really need to cultivate God consciousness, Christ consciousness, or just any kind of spiritual consciousness that helps you to surrender. That Pluto in the 12th, it's like, honestly, it's very polarizing for Aquariuses. Aquariuses are either used to surrender, or, you know, made peace, or you've been trying to learn on a subconscious level how to surrender since 2008. And this is crunch time, the last 30 days in Capricorn, direct. You're just going to get this big experience with this full moon that you're out of control. You don't have the control. You have to surrender. It's over. Sorry. Not sorry. Ignore me. Okay. So is there anything else I want to say about this? Yeah, it just really is very polarizing, honestly, for all of the fixed signs. Kind of polarizing because your 12th houses are very much all kind of lit up in this. I feel like out of Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio, I really feel like Scorpio does it the best. So yeah, I'm gonna end on a high note. Let me find something positive to say. Hold on. It could be a powerful time for those of you that are already on a spiritual path. You're already a healer. If you're a healer, this is your time to shine. This is your moment to shine. If you're already on the path, as many of you already are, this is your fucking time to shine. Like I said in the overview, I had no idea that people were even sending good energy and meditating and doing stuff for Milton, and they knocked it down from like a super serious thing, and like, so this is going to be a time, if you're a healer, your message could reach a lot of people, and it could be actually, like I said, this is usually like my busy season, so this could be, you know, if you post on social media, so it picks up steam somewhere, and that is the seizing of the control of your daily life, that now you're doing a lot of psychic work, now you're talking to dead people more, and it's like, or maybe you're teaching other people how to talk to dead people, or you know what I'm saying? So it's a very powerful time if you're already spiritualized, you're already used to surrender, you're already a psychic, you're already a healer, you're already a writer, you're already like very well established on your path, or even if that's just like, you don't have to be well established, but even if you just are in the vibe, if you are already at peace, if you have listened to your intuition, you want to be that good person, you want to grow, this can be a huge boost and a huge catapult for you in a healing way, that you are alleviated. There's like a mental stress, or yeah, it's something is very healing to the mentality, healing, like a mental healing, something very reassuring is happening. And you could just be very busy with psychic work. You could have a lot of clients. You could be doing, you know, or working a lot with your publisher, working a lot with your agent or manager. And if that's the case, you two are like kind of like working like behind the scenes, structuring things of what you're saying. Like it's like maybe you're working with another person behind the scenes, like an agent or a manager or somebody, and together crafting something that you publish or something that you say on a platform, or you know, maybe something for promotional purposes, putting together the, what's that called, like like the layouts or something about how other people are receiving the message. You could be working with somebody else about that. Again, look out for this up as early as Tuesday, the 15th of October, for it to like start hitting. And with that sextile to Jupiter, there's some flair with this. Like it could be about a creative passion project or something close to your heart, or maybe you write about children, or you're writing a children's book or something, or how to heal your inner child, something like that. And that trine from Jupiter to the sun in the 9th house is like, you hit it right on the money. Whatever you're writing or saying or speaking or doing, or the conversations you're having with your children, like it could be so in alignment with a message people need to hear. And for some of you, this could even be the beginning of maybe like a romantic relationship with someone very different from you. And they may also be a guru, guide, mentor, teacher. They may know more than you about something. They may be teaching you about something too, which is cool. That's very cool. Okay. I love you, Aquas. I love you. I am you. Okay. I have my moon in Aquarius, my Mercury in Aquarius. So it behooves us to help each other out from one alien to the other. Have a wonderful full moon. Take very good care. Thank you so much for taking up the Aquarius mantle of consciousness. And until our next time together, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful 𝚑𝚑𝚎𝚢. Why am I just like talking so much? Okay, hello, welcome Pisces, Sun, Moon, Risings. Welcome, willkommen to your Aries full moon. Okay, this one for you guys is in your second house of self-esteem, self-worth, self-value, but also the money you have right now. So you could get a payout. This could also be when you're spending money on something, you're making a purchase. This could be very healing for your self-esteem. And maybe even like a dietary thing for you guys. It's opposing the sun in Libra in your 8th house of what you share with other people. And this grand cross is happening with Pluto in your 11th house of friends, groups, associations, Mars in your 5th house of true love, sex, dating, romance, passion, and play. So there's like a breakthrough or a breakdown happening, and you will need to take action on your Godfidence. And for you, it's very much Godfidence in your skills, talents, and abilities, your self-esteem, and having faith in yourself that you can make money through your skills, talents, and abilities. And this could speak to something as early as April the 8th of this year, or 2 weeks ago, the new moon solar eclipse in Libra on October the 2nd. But this has been an issue of woundedness since 2019. So those themes are like really boiling up to the surface. So this could be a time when you're either going to have a breakthrough moment with another person, falling in love, sexuality, dating, romance, a friend, turning a friendship into a romance, and kind of, seizing control of that connection and turning it into some other kind of connection. And, or it could be where you are combining assets, combining resources, or disconnecting assets and resources and bonds. You could be, you could be getting closer with someone or separating from someone. And your friends could be a little bit controlling, or they could be very powerful allies. It could be like one or the other. You could feel very beholden to them. You could feel very empowered by them. If you have a lover, they could be a little bit passive aggressive or moody or irrational. So you really need to only focus on people that they take care of their own emotional needs. I do like this for creativity though, and helping you reconnect with your creativity or a small business or a passion project. So on the best of this is where you're bringing something home and with a creative project, and you're getting paid for it, and it's helping to make you feel whole again. Like, oh my God, I am so worthy. I am so valued. I'm compensated. I'm being paid what I deserve. And it feels so good that my friends are with me, my lovers with me, and the bonds are really healthy. And again, it's about you being compensated for what you deserve. So if you had any insecurities, and this is you moving forward, making financial adjustments, financial decisions with bravery, with Godfidence. And it's going to be very apparent to you who is not supportive of you listening to your intuition. It could be friends, groups, associations, allies, comrades that are supposed to support your career. Could be that your lover isn't actually very supportive of that at all. Any bonds that are like, I don't get it, so you may kind of need to go your own way in a sense. So don't be surprised if that comes up, but everything is going to come down to like those relationships. It's like, where are you spiritually already? And are you used to following your intuition? Are you used to suppressing it? Have you been in alignment with how you make money? Is that in your integrity? Is it taking the right risks? Is it investing in the right people, investing in the right small businesses? Because this could be like a huge reorganization. So it could be painful. There could be financial loss if you have not. But there could be financial gain, very healing financial gain if you have. So this one is a little bit more like, but whatever catalyzes it, it's to make you focus on your self-esteem and make you be brave in that you can go out and make money with respect to other people and within integrity and with like fairness. Like, you have to treat people right at this time too, just like everybody else. The sextile to Jupiter in your fourth, and then that Jupiter trines Libra in your eighth. If there are any financial difficulties, it looks like family members, roommates, and soul family people will be there to help you. But you're gonna have to really demarcate and discern like who is like a healthy person to receive help from and who is a healthy person to give help to. So if you have been choosing your friends based off of materialistic reasons, there could be some epic power struggles at this time. Or if you've been choosing your lovers for superficial reasons, but if you've been choosing your friends for or even just like your influences or your social media stuff, like if they're more empowering and it's like an equal distribution of power, then those people will be there and they're going to be there to help you. But if there was anything wrong that went down, they can turn and be like, nope. And there could be a power struggle based off of what you want or what you need. And it could not be enough to challenge what your friends are doing or what your friends want. They could be cronies. And it's like you want something, you want to do something, and your friends say no. And you could realize at this time that you empowered them way too much. They're way too they're too powerful, and that you may so it depends. You may try to buy your way out of this or take what's that called? Like you may leave a situation with like less money, but just to get out. So I would say this is a great time to settle financial business because it's going to be healing for you either way, because this is about your self-esteem. So then it's the Godfidence and being okay and surrender and letting things go and just wanting to like do the right thing. So if you need to take a pay cut to be in your integrity, if you need to, because this is the eighth house, second house, if you need to recompense someone and pay them back for something, if you need, whatever it's going to take to make it right, and that's going to be reflective of your healthy self-esteem. And for those of you that have already been spiritualized, it could be a breakthrough where you are being valued and you are being compensated for your work and your hard work, and your friends are super powerful and they are instrumental in helping a dream come true. And they are helping, the people are coming in, the right people are coming in to help you make a dream come true or help you bring a creative project to life. And you're sharing with them is helping you get paid, and it's helping you feel good, and it's helping you feel so good about your self-esteem. And it's like an equal give and take, and there's no weirdness. And it's like all flowing, and it's a breakthrough where the money's there, the self-esteem is there, the people are there. It's all like, you guys are definitely like orchestrated by God, like this, so all you need is like to hold that Godfidence and act on that Godfidence and make those right decisions based off your healthy self-esteem. Love you, Pisces. Take very good care. Have a lovely full moon. If you're ready to switch out the negative polarity to the positive polarity, join us on Patreon, 7-day free trial, and really master your own reality. Thank you so much for taking up the Pisces mantle of consciousness. Until our next time together, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah.